Is that it up there? Is this it?
I don't know, man. We're just gonna have to find out. Whoa.
Holy shit, dude.
What do you mean you're an exotic gangster?
But if you were a gangster, nah.
The Crimson Chin triggered.
I mean, we gotta be super PC now. Too.
I'm triggered. You said gun. You done fucked up.
Kitchen wizard.
Real thin, shit like that.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Lord Moldy Butt.
She got permanently trolled. I just want my nipple licked. I don't want it to be tattooed.
Oh, dude, no.
Like, what the fuck,
Look,
dude?
listen.
Shut up.
We tattoo my dick?
Then? Look,
A tattoo fluffer?
literally just the tip. That one, wow.
That's
That was
awesome.
fucked. You're really putting the hurting on that asshole.
Dude, I just shit my pants. All right, welcome everybody to the show. This is Blue Skies from the Basement. I'm Austin. Joining me, as always, is the Savage Dad himself, Wes.
What's up, guys?
And then we have a special guest with us, too. This little kitty that I'm petting right now. You guys can't see or hear the kitty, but it's here. And then our other special guest is Dominic. Welcome, Dominic.
How you guys doing?
Oh, living the dream, living the dream.
Hey, fair enough.
So I'm just gonna get it out of the way first. You're a tattoo artist. Where do you tattoo at?
I tattoo from 22 Caliber Tattoo Studios, Columbus, Ohio.
Hell yeah. How long have you been tattooing?
Well, to get into that topic, to be technical, I did not do the original way you would want to do tattooing. To be fair, I was a scratcher for 3 years. I was self-taught, taught my own self, and then I finally got into a shop that actually accepted me, taught me more of the right ways of how to do things, and just went about from there.
Okay. That was one thing I wanted to talk about, like, what is the correct way to get into tattooing and things of that nature?
So more or less, all it takes to be a tattoo artist, not only do you need to draw, like drawing is key. Because if you can't draw, then you can't tattoo.
Yeah.
And if you can't tattoo, then there's no part of you being in this industry.
Excuse me.
But for the most part, I mean, what it will take for you to be a tattoo artist, not only do you need to draw, but you need to go to a shop and find an apprenticeship.
Okay.
To find an apprenticeship, there's different types of codes of ways and subjects of how to go about it. Most shops will make you pay out right up front. To me, I don't feel like that's right. Just for the simple fact that when you're doing it like that, there are some janky shops that will make you pay up front. You could be into your apprenticeship for about 3 months, and then next thing you know, bam, you're kicked out. Not even did one thing, not one tattoo.
Like, you did everything right and everything, but they just decided to kick you out. They were like, no, we're not doing this anymore.
Exactly. If they feel like you're a threat, then let the threat go.
Yeah, that was something I was gonna ask. Is like, what's the culture in a tattoo shop? Like a bad tattoo shop where you have to go through that apprenticeship type thing, where like, is everybody kind of working against you?
I mean, if you're in a very toxic shop,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there's always gonna be people gunning at you. That's
Yeah.
just how it is, though. People are gonna gun at you, especially if they feel like you're a big threat, because certain people look at it as more or less. There's a lot of fish in the sea, but they want to keep all the fish to themselves.
Yeah.
Where they don't get that, like in Columbus alone, there's thousands upon thousands of people. There are plenty of damn people that go in a day to a tattoo shop, whether to get piercings or tattoos. There is enough for everybody. So, like, for instance, at my shop, we have a rotation where if you come in, okay, the first artist that gets there starts out the day, second artist comes in, third artist comes in. It goes by rotation from there. If
Yeah.
you don't have anything scheduled, walk-ins come in, you start out a rotation. Not only one person stays and tries to be greedy. It's not fair. There's plenty of shops like our owner of 22 Caliber, his name is Sean Jarvis. The way he's seen it kind of coming up before he started his business, where he went to other shops to work there first, he was saying that he witnessed people do that. Like, somebody come in wanting to get like a sunflower tattoo, right? And it would come down to a point where, okay, I'll do it for $200. an artist would hear that and cut right in front of them and be like, you know what, I'll do it for 150.
Yeah.
Like that's
Mm.
just not right.
I mean, I don't why would it doesn't make sense to me that you would want to have kind of a toxic vibe in any situation. Like we've talked about this with podcasts where, we do a podcast, so why not help out other podcasts and why not shout them? Like never have an issue with shouting out other podcasts because if somebody likes us and they like what we do, then they'll listen to us, and if they like that other podcast, they'll go and listen to them, but they'll still listen to us. I mean, same thing I feel like with tattoos, every tattoo artist has a different style and has their own thing. So like let's say that somebody walked in with a sunflower tattoo and you were first in that rotation and you're like, that's not really my specialty, but this guy is. Would you recommend that
Absolutely.
them to go to that artist instead of you just kind of being greedy, I guess, and then giving somebody a shitty tattoo because you don't really know how to do sunflowers? Would you recommend them go to another artist in your shop? And then basically, like, that artist might be like, well, hey, thank you for the business. Like, here's a cut of that.
Now, when it comes down to something like that for cut wise, no, that never happens. So the way we look at it, okay, so I specialize in Japanese, American traditional, neo trad, stuff like that.
Okay.
Want to dabble a little bit more into new school, but the one thing I don't do is realism, like facial realism. I do not touch.
Yeah.
Just because what facial realism is so easy to mess up. If you mess up one shade off a cheek or, or just like a bone area, you just did not capture that likeness of that person. You just screwed it all up.
Yeah.
So let's put it like this, okay? I'll even throw an example. So right now we have a special that all of October we do $31 tattoos, which are certain flash ideas, and 131 tattoos as well that are certain flash. So my artist at the shop that I work at, me and him, he has his own flash, which is micro portraits. So somebody will come in and say, hey, I want this Captain Spaulding micro portrait for 131. I'll look at him and be like, knowing I'm up on rotation, that's not my style. I do not do that. I can offer you this, but you know what? If this is exactly what you want, I will go grab my other artist and have you have a consultation with him instead. Just because I know that's his style, that's what he loves to do, not what I do.
The person's going to get an actual good tattoo, and then they're going to be more likely to come back.
Right.
And then maybe even come to you because they're like, oh, well, I know that, like, you told me that this was your style, and so I'm going to come back to you because I know that this is what you're more comfortable with, and you were nice enough to recommend me to another artist when I came to you with a certain design that you weren't comfortable with.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you want to be in kind of that toxic area in a shop like that? That isn't
Certain artists, man, they just have too big of an ego. Like they feel like that they are like the world's greatest artist.
I feel like I'm the world's greatest podcaster, but that's beside the
You've
point.
always had a giant ego, though.
But here's the thing, though. In this industry, you need to have an ego. You need to have a backbone. You can't just be the type of person that just gets rolled on.
Yeah, well, it's like a confidence in your work. Like you put in the time, so you need to be confident in what you're putting out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you're not confident, then it's just going to turn out bad. But even with that being said, I mean, so many people get so hot-headed within this industry where they feel like they could do anything. Like, yes, there's been times that it's been by myself. I've been by myself. There's been people that wants a certain tattoo that I'm not extremely, I guess familiar with.
But you need to challenge yourself, too.
Exactly. Like, no, you can challenge yourself. If it's something like, if somebody came in and said, okay, I want this portrait of my dead grandmother, here's her face, the picture's already all off. Like, there's no way that you're going to be able to reconstruct this. And you don't do facial portraits, yeah, do not touch that. But if somebody comes in like, hey, look, I want a skull to look more realistic on my body. I don't really do a lot of realism, so why not give it a shot, like a stab? Just for the simple fact that I know how to particularly have the technique for it, but I just don't do it a lot. So that's fair. I could do that. Why not?
Yeah.
And then sometimes, yes, you can either hit or miss, or you can actually just go at it headstrong, have a positive attitude about it, and succeed.
Yeah. No, I
What-
totally get that from like I love to draw. And I've always loved like pen and ink. So I don't something that I learned in art class back in high school was like they forced us to do portraits, and I hate doing portraits. And the thing with that was you could erase and fix your lines. So like what you were saying earlier was like you make a single fucking mistake while you're tattooing and it's done. You can't
It's-
erase it.
No,
Yeah.
it's completely, it's over right there.
Yeah.
You know you messed up, so your best bet is to kind of backtrack, maybe darken some things up. You know, that's what some other artists would probably do.
Yeah. You
Me
can attempt to fix
particular-
it.
That's why I just stay away from it
Yeah.
until I have at least another artist that can mentor me through it, and I could sit there with them so many damn
Fucking
times.
dope.
No, look at it for a second. Look at the chin.
I couldn't
And
tell if
then-
it was just the angle of the picture or the way their arm is, because when I've got my arm like this with the warps a little bit depending on how I hold my arm. So like
No, this is.
it's just really bad.
You can see the
that's-
line that comes
Wow.
down, like the chin is just all, and then this
Yeah.
eye is like
Yeah.
super droopy and stuff. This is a bad tattoo.
Okay.
Here, let
I've
me
seen
take a look at
worse.
it.
I've seen worse, and it looks freshly done. And it looks like it can be fixed.
I don't.
I mean,
see,
if you-
your professional opinion, do you think that tattoo could be fixed, or like where is he going like with that? Because she said
So-
that it's not done yet.
So what it looks like, his lines aren't bad. The way he looked at it, he was going to take a stab at realism
Yeah.
because it's more at like a 3/4 quarter look for the skull to be facing upwards. But when it comes to realism, I mean, you need to have some line works, but sometimes going too bold can definitely throw it off as well. So I feel like this is almost like taking a stab at like realism and neo-trad mix.
So
It's not the greatest.
one of my questions is, how do you tell somebody that they have a shitty tattoo? Like, how would I tell this person that they have a bad tattoo and maybe not to go back to get that finished, to go to
See.
somebody else? You
So-
know,
More or less, like in this industry, like me, considerably. I told you I scratched for 3 years. I've been professionally doing it now for a year, which it's not too bad on my part. But looking at this tattoo, say if somebody came in and told me, like, this guy messed it up, how would you go about it? So you're basically gonna either A, gonna cover it up, or B, you're gonna try to attempt to fix the work. Now, what she has here, it's not bad to fix, but you would just make it look more cartoonish, more goofy, like on purpose. It's supposed to look more goofy on purpose.
yeah. But it
But-
looks like, yeah, like you said, he's trying to go for like a realism style, with
It
like the
fucked
flowers
up.
and shit in the background.
It
and-
looks like the skull's kind of facing 3/4 quarters, but it looks like the jaw is broken off.
and he looks like he's like the Crimson Chin. You remember the Crimson Chin from
The Crimson Chin.
from Fairly Odd Parents?
yeah.
That's what that skull looks like. He's like it's a skull of the Crimson Chin.
Or like a Tim Burton skeleton.
Yeah.
Well, it just depends though, because like even going back to like even there. So for instance, okay, I've been in it for a year. My other artist, however, has been in it for 14 years. I mean, he's been not just here. He's been to different states. He's owned his own tattoo shops. He's even went and tattooed over in Germany. It's unfortunate that he
shit.
can't be here tonight to actually like be on the podcast.
Yeah,
to give us a
yeah.
little bit more.
Yeah.
We'll get him on some other time.
But depending on the person, you have people that come in and they're nice as can be. I look at it as I will show you respect as long as you show me respect.
I mean, that's just like an everyday life thing, though. I
It-
mean,
yeah.
regardless. I mean, especially in, whatever your profession is. But with an everyday life, like you show people respect, and if they respect you back, then cool. But if not, then that's when you lose that respect. But especially when you come into like a professional situation, regardless of what it is. I mean, whether you're a race car driver, a tattoo artist, a musician, like any of those things, if you're not being
But
treated
here's-
respectfully, then
Here's definitely a problem though, is you have certain tattoo artists who can definitely respect you, which my other artist, he does respect people, of course. But then you have people that come in, don't know what they want to play games, and at that point, you got to kind of like just lock on.
So have you had like people come in that like, what do you do in this situation where they don't know what they want? Like they come in, they're like, oh, I want a tattoo, but I don't know what I want. Like, what do you do in that situation?
So-
I've got to follow
it-
up to this because I thought about this on the way over.
Yeah.
So more or less, this is what happens, okay? Because you can tell if somebody's bullshitting you And they
In what way? What do you mean, like bullshitting you?
like
about
they'll
a tat-
come in like, hey, look, I want to get a tattoo. I don't know what I want a tattoo of, and I do eventually want to get it. I don't want to get it today, but I was just seeing if you could possibly draw something up. And right there, I'm just gonna throw out there. If you go into a tattoo shop and you just ask a tattoo artist to draw something up without putting down a down deposit or anything, that is basically like a smack to the face.
It's
Because
unpaid
you're
labor.
exactly you're asking us to waste our time. Like, what if you want a bald eagle, a few roses, and like the American flag, right?
Yeah.
Of completely custom, but not even to the American traditional style. Say new school, or new school, for instance. That right there, it takes so many different types of proportions because it's supposed to look all like cartoonish, goofy. So right there, you're gonna spend at least anywhere from 3 to 5 hours trying to draw that up, especially if it's a good size. Certain artists are faster, some are not, especially when it comes to the drawing aspect.
regardless.
Yeah, but we put in all that time for you to look at it and be like, no, I don't like it. Never mind, I'm just gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's why if you ever walk into a tattoo shop and you feel like a tattoo artist was kind of being like almost like
Dickish.
basically like dickish or an asshole to you because you just asked them to draw something up with like no down payment, no nothing, there's your answer.
Yeah.
Always make sure if you're really serious about it, go in, be serious.
So if somebody comes in and they're like, "Oh, I don't know, what I want, but I would like to get a tattoo," would you show them like flash art and to be like, "Here's maybe some ideas of what you could possibly get"?
Personally, for me, what I would do is I'd like to show them my portfolio, to show them what I'm good at and what I can do, like what I'm actually interested in doing, and see if that kind of sparks an interest. If not, then I'll actually take the time out of my day to sit down with them, ask them stuff about their life, kind of get to know them a little
What are
bit
your
better.
interests? What
Yeah.
are some things that you enjoy doing?
Yeah,
Stuff like
or
that.
even stuff like, some people come up and be like, well, I do like this, I do love, basketball.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so like what was your favorite basketball team? Chicago Bulls. I always loved Michael Jordan from back in the day, the number 23. So then right there, I already have an idea. Okay, why not just take like a Chicago Bulls, put that on whatever part of the body you want to, say an arm, leg, whatever. Put the number 23 right in the middle of his forehead. Put maybe a king's crown hanging off one of the.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I mean? There's a bunch
Yeah.
of different things you can go about it.
To make
yeah.
it kind of custom, that it's not just you're getting the Chicago Bulls like logo.
It's not a Pinterest idea.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your follow-up question?
So what's like the ratio of people who know exactly what they want when they come in to people who just fucking walk in not sure of what they're gonna get? Like how often does each happen?
I feel like the ratio on that is, I'd say a lot more people that don't know what they want walk in is, I think it's because more or less like back then people knew what they wanted, especially when going to a tattoo shop. Because I mean, you gotta look at it like this. Back in like say 1950, right? There was a population of maybe say 5 states that actually allowed like tattooing was legal.
Yeah.
Like for the longest time, New York, for instance, like
I didn't
Brooklyn,
know
New
that.
York.
I didn't know that
It's been
tattoo was
taboo
illegal.
for a really
Oh,
long
yeah.
time.
It was illegal to get tattoos?
In certain states, yes.
No shit.
Yeah.
It was-
What the fuck?
They looked at it as the only people that
Why?
got tattoos was hoodlums and sailors.
So gangsters and military people? Okay.
Basically, yeah, I know, it makes no
so
sense.
sailors were cool to get it, but if you were a gangster, nah.
Well, they
nah,
looked
nah.
at it as well. The sailor might die, so like for instance, all right, so back in 1950, here's a little story more or less. It's it's a little bit of history. There was a man named Sailor Jerry. Sailor Jerry is one of the godfathers of American traditional tattooing. He decided that he was going to go live in Hawaii after the war because he was in the Navy. So a lot of people that was going to the war or coming back from the war, it would always hit one spot, and that was Hawaii. And the tradition there was to either hit a brothel and a tattoo shop first or vice versa. So more or less, you would go fuck and then go get a tattoo, or
Go
get
get a tattoo and then be
fuck.
like, I'm going to go
Fuck
find
yeah.
some
Like put
bitch
it like this,
fucker.
like
That's
they
dope.
did their
We're
history.
going to Hawaii.
They did their statistics so well to show that those women that ran the brothels were making like cashing out at $1 million a year
What?
just by doing that. So you gotta think some of these women out here nowadays, like family, like their families are so wealthy because hey, I fucked a bunch of sailors from back in the 50s. Like that's nuts to think
That's
about.
cool as fuck. Shout out to those fucking
families.
what do we call them? Because I don't want to call them prostitutes. It's not That's not PC.
I like calling them toots because it's
Escorts.
cute.
escorts.
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 Call them toots.
Toots.
You
Short
showed up
for
skunk
short for
drunk after
prostitute.
getting a tattoo.
Short for prostitute. She's a toot.
She's a toot. It sounds like I just farted.
No, it's not spelled the same way.
A tooth that looks like Betty Boop.
Tutes.
Yeah, toots.
Fair
I'm
enough.
fucking dumb. And my
I like it though. I'm gonna call prostitutes toots
Toots.
now.
Toots.
But actually, the PC term is an escort.
I feel like I heard that somewhere and I don't remember where it's from, so it's not
No,
an original
what's
thought.
what's
but,
the other term? Because it's not escort. It's
sex worker?
sex worker.
That's the PC term.
Is that yeah?
Yeah.
More or less.
Escort is not. I feel like an escort is like a high end.
Yeah, you're paying like 3,000
Or
like
more.
For
$3,000 or
her
more
just to hang
immediately,
out with
yeah.
you for an hour.
Yeah.
You're not even fucking her.
It's
You're
like
just
almost
hanging
like
out
going
with
to
her.
a strip club, and instead of calling her a stripper or whatever,
She's
like,
an exotic dancer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what do you mean you're an exotic dancer?
Um.
I came here to see you naked, not fucking dance on me.
So another question that I had was, what is something that you would like? What are the telltale signs when you go into a tattoo shop that you would know to not get a tattoo from this shop? Whether it be, maybe the vibe in the shop or how the tattoo artist is acting, to maybe some things that you can see around the shop.
You just pretty much answered every question right there. Like,
Oh,
you
is
just
those
answered your
things?
own question.
Yeah.
More or less, like, if the shop is not clean, if it has people that you could tell that are not friendly, like, not even friendly, I should say more or less, like, if you could tell that they just have a shitty attitude about life in general, about everything around them, like, if they look at you like you're not going to have a decent experience, maybe that's not the shop for you. There are shops that are strictly made for people that are like, more of like a gangster type.
Yeah.
Because they look at it as, okay, well, these are like doughboys that are just running, putting out drugs to the city, stuff like that. I kind of want to make some of that money off them. So why not tattoo the doughboys? Because their styles are completely simple. All it is a bunch of cloud filler, smoke filler,
Yeah.
Grim Reapers, skulls, designs like that, money signs. It's simple. It's not something that you go in and you just say, hey, look, I want to get this done. I want this exact thing. That's just a complete custom. It's just, hey, man, I kind of just want to look sweet. Fucking, I just want some sleeves. I want a full-on chest piece with only God can judge me. It's just,
God damn.
like too much
They all
Tupac
get
was too much Tupac was in the brain, or Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Another question.
Oh, no, hold on.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Is there a there's a shop that comes to mind that I don't know if I want to put on blast, but there's a shop in Reynoldsburg that it's exactly that thing where like the guy's not that good and has a huge ego and has a shitty attitude.
Is it just one guy
Is one guy. Do you know what I'm talking
in a
about?
shop?
So it's a
No,
private
I don't.
studio.
I don't.
He's like
I'm just saying, like,
Okay,
if
okay.
he's in a
If I
shop
could
and
just
it's
be
just
frank for this podcast, it's one thing to promote my business, but I'm not going to go out there and start slandering other businesses.
That's why I didn't want to say the name. But
It's
it
just it's
came to
very
mind.
unprofessional,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing if you're out there, you're trying to do what you need to do, but the way I look at things is I know so many shops around Columbus that are just not the greatest, and it's just very unprofessional on my end to go and slander them just like how they slander us.
Yeah.
Because they can slander us all they want, but the way I look at it is, hey, we got 3 shops. We're still doing good. We're not losing no money. We have
Right.
great artists.
and your art shows through with that. Like, you can slander a tattoo shop all you want, but if people are getting good tattoos from there and they're having a great experience
Then
getting
that's all
those
that matters.
tattoos, and that's all that matters. Because word of mouth is going to be way better than any, social media slander that you can get, from whoever. I mean, that's the same thing with, our podcast that
Yeah.
we talked about, was that the best thing for us is word of mouth. That's what's going to get people to really come in. We can post on social media all we want and everything else, but the number one thing that's going to get us loyal listeners is word of mouth. And same thing with, your shop and tattooing. The number one thing that's going to help you guys out is you guys giving a pleasant experience with a good tattoo. And then, those people are gonna go out and they're gonna tell other people, or like when people see their tattoo and they're like, oh my god, where'd you get that done at? They can be like, oh, I got it done at this shop.
Yeah, they're like
And-
basically walking advertisements.
Yeah.
Basically,
Oh,
but-
and
Yeah.
tattooing is exactly that.
But
Yeah.
a follow up on what he's saying, here's something that's also crazy. So more or less, a tattoo artist that can tattoo good, he can tattoo somebody. They leave the shop, it looks great. Mostly like 90% out of 10, it's gonna heal great too.
Yeah.
You got certain people out there that don't take good care of their tattoos. They let it dry, like heal. They want to go swimming after it's done, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Hey,
Yeah.
might as well just pour salt on this. I
And
heard it works
And then they blame it on the tattoo artist.
every time.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it's ridiculous.
But you guys, I mean, we kind of talked about this when we talked, but you guys, like you said, that you go into a lot about the proper ways to take care of your
Aftercare.
tattoo, in the aftercare, and that you're very
Well,
serious about it.
Most shops, they have aftercare sheets too. Like it has an aftercare sheet that explains step by step by step.
Yeah.
From the moment you get it to about 3 weeks to a month to where it's fully healed, at least enough to where you can go and do stuff
Yeah.
of how to properly take care of it and just go by that steps.
I mean, even when I got my piercings done, like I have snake bites, and even when I got those done, they gave me a sheet, like a paper sheet that was like how to properly take care of, your piercings and how long it takes to heal up and everything else. So, and I think that is definitely required in
Very.
this, in this field, especially with tattoos. And then you guys, do you also supply some of the products that they would need?
So what I can expose onto our part, especially in the tattoo shop, is that we do supply our own supplies. So like that's another thing why, like, even if you want to go into a talk of why is tattoos expensive, look at it like this, okay? So our inks, our needles, our machines, dental bibs, A&D, stuff like that, everything that we need to perform and use a tattoo, all like everything
Play into the cost of you actually getting your tattoo.
more or less, like that's shit we do supply on our own. And what's sad though is not only are we just contracted, like we're self-contracted. So at the end of the year, we don't get we don't have paychecks. We don't get, bonuses, anything like that. If we don't do nothing, we make nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why we're always on the hustle, but at the end of the year, the IRS takes money from us. Like I've seen one of my old artists, he made, what was it? $62,000 in 1 year.
Holy shit. That's
But-
more than I would make in a year
Fucking
working my
hustling.
new job,
But here's
dude.
the thing though, you know how much the IRS hit him for? 18,000.
Holy shit.
They went 18,000. That's more than anybody. Like there's one person that probably works at Walmart that makes that in a year. And that's what they're asking from this guy, knowing he had to use most of his supplies and his money to get
To get his materials. From
Exactly.
the gun to the ink
machine.
to, like you said, machine.
That-
Sorry, from
that-
the machine.
Sorry, I had to correct them, but outside of that, anybody else, it is not a tattoo gun. It is a tattoo machine.
I mean, we got to be super PC now, too, We don't want anybody to
It's not
think that
even
they
like-
got, like, AR-15s in
I'm
there.
triggered. You said gun.
Triggered.
Triggered.
But I mean, to a tattoo artist, that's just a little pet peeve, Like we're not too PC cultured. Like we try to be respectful. PC's maybe not my full thing. I
Yeah.
believe in certain things.
We
I
just
believe in
make
not.
jokes about it.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
really do, man.
But it's just like for anybody else, it's called a tattoo machine.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're
You done
fine.
fucked up.
I did, and I
It's fine,
feel
fuck
bad.
it.
I do.
You know what? Go ahead. Give me your foot, baby. I'll rub it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay. That's my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped the gun.
That was
Nice.
good. That was good. Hold on, let me go here and see. I had some other questions for you. What
While
you got?
while you're looking them up, I got a couple questions.
Go ahead.
So how often do you see a tattoo? And it doesn't have to be like a bad tattoo, but one where you're like, what the absolute fuck? Where you're like, why did you get that tattoo? Or, hey, that's spelled wrong, and that the person didn't notice. Like, what's the craziest one you've ever come across when somebody walked in?
Ooh, there's been plenty of those. Really, my favorites are the people that come in. hey, I want to get this tattoo covered up, and you could just tell they went to somebody's house to get it done, and what we like to call them, or at least I like to call them kitchen artists or kitchen wizards.
Yeah.
That is exactly what my skater die tattoo on my arm
Yeah.
was done. It was done in an apartment right on the edge of the kitchen.
Yep, by a kitchen wizard.
Yeah.
You know, they'll whip up a batch, get you some ink. It might not be the best, but I mean, I've seen some good work come from kitchen wizards just because they got that mentality from like learning in prison, which that in itself, we'll discuss that later, like how they come up with their supplies and how they make theirs and how everything is made is wow, and how it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
But even with that, like even another disrespectful thing, they'll come in with this tattoo that they probably spent $20, maybe even a pack of smokes on. Who knows? You know, maybe a pack of smokes and a blow job, they got a free tattoo. And hey, look, I want to get this covered up, and it's like this shitty butterfly that says "Be free," and it's spelled
basic white bitch.
RVEC.
Oh shit.
Like what the fuck? You know, they didn't have enough time to finish out a little loop with the line.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll ask you how much would you charge. So with that being inside, you know, you got not only the drawing process to go with it, you got to figure out what's going to be able to cover it, what supplies you're going to use, how much time it's going to take.
Yeah.
So you'll give them a quote price, say like $300, for instance. And they'll be like, oh, no, that's way too much. You know, I'll just go back to that artist, have him cover it up for 50. At that point, we, like, at first, certain artists would get a little butthurt. Like, oh, well, hell, I'm fucking better than that. But nowadays, you just got to look at it as, well, see ya, have fun. Go back and get a fucking staph infection.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you rate my kitchen tattoo? I want to see what your professional opinion is, because don't trust me.
I love
I've-
that that's your question.
I've gone through and I know all of the shit where he fucked up, and I know what I don't like about it.
So,
I love the tattoo. Don't get me like
For
nothing that you
starters-
can say about it is gonna make me feel bad. I promise you.
so for starters, it's truly not bad because the lines are straight.
Pull the microphone a little bit closer.
So
There you
for instance, it's not bad. The lines are straight. There's some decent amount of shading. There could be some retouch work that would make it look more alive, make it look a little bit better. But there's also blowouts in it. So a blowout is more or less where you want to see a clean line pass, nothing wrong with it. A blowout is more or less that line, but you'll see like little dots in the inside of them. That's what a blowout is. It's where they went a little too deep because they're not keeping a steady motion with their hands
Yeah.
to keep at a certain depth.
Can you point those out to me?
Let's see, right here throughout the E, you can just see where the line work right there gets a little bit shaky. But
Okay.
you can see these little dots. Those are a bunch of blowouts. And some artists can be really good and actually keep a straight line, but their machine's not properly tuned. So the way it's gonna hit, instead of keeping a consistent going, like a consistent hit, it's kind of jump a little bit, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's almost like a chainsaw, right? Going up against a tree. It starts going smoothly, cutting like butter, and then you just hear it's starting to bog down.
Yeah.
It's almost the same
Or
kind of
if
thought.
if anybody's ever used a sawzall before,
Oh yeah.
like cutting through metal or something like that, and like it starts like jumping around on you, and like you're shaking really bad, that's technically like that's kind of what he's talking about. But one of the things that I don't like about it is the wheels and how they just look like the wheels on the skateboard.
More or
just-
less blowouts.
but just the style of them, like how they don't like this one. The way that he puts it, it doesn't look like the wheel comes off of the bottom of it. It looks like the wheel is flat with the side of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't look like a skateboard wheel. They look shitty. This D down here, this whole bottom line,
You could just see where he probably
he went over it a bunch of times because he fucked up the first time, and then he just
So-
kept going over. That's why it's so thick compared to a lot of the other lines, like especially on the skateboard.
So here, let me point this out for you, okay? So it looked like he tried to do a one pass go, right?
Yeah.
He fucked up on the line. It got a little shaky, and if you would have kept it right there, you would have noticed. So what he did was went over it a bunch of times to smooth it out, and then he said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do that with my I and my E as well for a die.
Yeah.
So if you can look right here against your eye, he does the same effect, and then right here inside of the E's.
Yeah.
he does the exact same effect. No, like, that was not necessary as long
Even
as
the
you would have kept
bottom,
that state.
even the bottom of the K, like you can see the same thing with the bottom of the K, where it's like super thick right here, but then like right here, it's like real thin and shit like that.
For
Yeah.
context for the people listening, it's your skate or die tattoo, and you have a picture of that up on your Instagram somewhere, right?
When we post this episode, we'll put a picture up of
Okay.
I'll take another picture of it and post it up there so people can see what we're like referencing to and what he's talking about.
Well,
Yeah.
what would be kind of cool though is if you look at the wheels on your skateboard, right?
Yeah.
Knowing they're not perfectly circular, but how it looks like where it was supposed to kind of come not from the wheel, but the inside of the wheel where, it actually connects.
Yeah.
What would actually look cool, because it kind of looks like eyeballs, if you took that and made them into eyeballs. You
That
see
would
what
be
I
kinda
mean?
dope.
And do like a thing behind it. Cause I don't ever want to get this covered up. Like I know it's kind of a shitty tattoo, and I know it's got
It's got meaning.
some blemishes, but it does have some meaning for sure. And I don't ever want to get it covered up. But if I could find a way to make it better, I would totally go for that. I don't want to do any color with it because I want to do like I want to be tatted like from the waist up to my neckline and then down to like my hands.
So an upper
But-
bodysuit.
Yeah, but my right side is all color and my left side is grayscale, and in the middle they meet and kind of clash and kind of run over each other. But trying to figure out what exactly like what style I would want to go with, or
And let me just put it out there, that is everybody's problem.
yeah,
Is they don't know what they want, but not just on top of that, what style they want. Because I've seen tattoo artists have so many different styles on their arm at once, and it's trying to clash. And the idea of what they were going for was going to be cool, but just because you're mixing all these different types of styles, it could just ruin it.
yeah,
But I mean, even with that, say for that tattoo, like you have sentimental value.
yeah,
I particularly have 2 tattoos on my leg that I had my oldest brother and my younger brother do. So I know, like, they have no experience. They're not maybe the greatest, as in, like, if you look at them, you're like, what the hell is that? But they had that sentimental value to me because I know
Yeah.
that nobody else did them but my own flesh.
That's cool. Yeah, I feel it. See, I got this. I got Honor Family Thrash tattooed on my chest, and this one was actually done like in a shop, and like you can tell the difference
the
between
Chinko style lettering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's actually like legit. There's only one fuck up, and it's on the R on Thrash. There's a little like gap,
Mhm.
but that was my fault. I twitched when
Well,
he was working with it.
Even with that, I mean, that's an easy fix too.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah, I
that's-
know.
It's just literally missing like that tiny little connection. So
Yep,
like
and that's
if
it.
I took a needle and just went, meep,
It would
done.
be done. Yeah, for real. I just haven't gone and got it changed, but you can tell the difference between a shop tattoo compared to like my kitchen tattoo. And then I got 3 tattoos, and the one on my leg, that one was done in a garage. But I knew like I did something. It's just lines is
Yeah.
all it is. So I knew I was doing something super simple that I didn't really give a fuck about it. Like I might get that one covered up at some point if I want to. But going into like talking about what makes a tattoo, what is for you, what would be the difference between, or what makes a great tattoo compared to a mediocre tattoo? Because I could have gone to a shop and gotten this done,
Mhm.
and it could have been different, but it still wouldn't be like a great tattoo. What is the difference between a mediocre tattoo to a great tattoo?
the thought process, like definitely sitting there, like when I sit there and I talk to a client of mine, not only do I get, like, for instance, I'm going to throw it out there. Me particularly, I don't know skateboards. I don't know skating. I don't know companies. That's just not me. I'm not a skater.
Yeah.
But if somebody came in wanting to get a skater tattoo, had an idea, but they wanted it custom, first thing I'm going to do is do my research. Research is key. Is because you want to know what you're going to go. You don't want to take, like for instance, the element symbol.
Yeah.
Whose is that, by the way?
Element.
Is
That's
that like
their
I mean,
own company? Yeah, Element is their own company. It's okay.
As
It's
you can
okay.
see, I have no.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
I don't know who the owners are, but yeah.
Who am I
Yeah.
thinking of then? I'm trying to think of a logo that I've known, I've seen, but I know it's like a professional skateboarder. It's their logo. That's their shit. Like what's the demon looking one?
Toy machine.
Yeah, toy machine.
Who runs that?
See, I don't know. I just skate. I don't keep up on the culture. I'm the
Hold on,
wrong
I
person
can
to
tell. I'll
ask.
look it up real quick and
But
I'll tell you.
Damn, I feel
Bam
like I'm-
Margera had the fucking the heart
The heartogram.
heartogram.
Yeah, but
Dude, I
But-
love that. I still want to get that tattooed on me. Actually,
But here's
just 'cause
the
I love
thing,
that
okay?
shit. And he got that from him.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
great logo.
Great
Okay
band.
It's an okay band.
Look, I'm just gonna state it. It's a great band.
They had a couple good ones.
I mean, it's definitely a great band for somebody that's not like from a different country
yeah.
perspective.
Tom Yetto
Tom
is
Yetto.
the parent organ. Well,
Who's the
The
CEO?
owner.
Who's the
Well,
owner?
I said
But
Toe
more or
Machine
less, like,
owners.
certain people
put a
love
CEO and
that
see what it says.
skater, and they want that logo. If they came in with the logo and said,
Oh.
"Shoot it on me," sure, that's pretty simple. But if they want a custom piece where they want that logo and it's
Nick Trapasso is the CEO of Toy Machine.
Fucking shout out, Nick.
Yeah, CEO and pro skateboarder.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you don't know, I don't know who that is actually. I don't know who Nick Trapasso is.
To piggyback your question though, do you prefer like actually doing a tattoo that has sentimental value to somebody, or when they just like come in and just pick something, or
So like
they-
I just
they
want a
don't?
skull
Yeah.
and bones. I don't really give a shit.
Does it
man.
matter to you?
Would
Nah.
you rather do a sentimental piece?
personally for me, I like doing pieces that I customly do.
Yeah.
Something that I would love to do. Like I even have designs, and if you follow us on 22 Caliber at our South location, you can actually see that, or even follow me on my Facebook or Instagram. I will come up with my own designs and throw them out there. Even throw out like a set price, how big it's going to be. If you're trying to get it smaller, I might work with you on a price. It just all depends.
Smooth transition into plugs.
Exactly. But I just want it to be something fun. I want to have fun, because not only is it my job, it does suck when somebody comes in and says like, "Look, I want this tattoo. It's something I don't like, something I don't want to do, like truly don't want to do."
Yeah.
You got some asshole artist that just will tell you straight up, "I don't want to do this. Get out." Like they won't even reference you to anybody else. Like, but for
See, I feel
somebody,
like that's the difference between being an asshole and then just being like, this is just not my style. Like, I just don't want to do this, But
I've had-
here's somebody who would like to do this.
like I'll have days where I'll do tattoos I don't want to do. I still have fun with the person. That's what I think is key, is making sure if you want a client to come back, treat them well.
You're making the experience
Don't be
enjoyable.
a kiss ass, but just be open and be yourself.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, personally, I would love to do something that's my own custom. But I do have walk-ins that walk in and want their own thing. Like back to the skateboarding thing.
Yeah.
Somebody comes in, they want that. It's whatever. I could do that. But say if they want something that's a custom where it has that demon-looking thing and it's like chowing down on a skateboard, stuff like that, that seems more sweet. That seems like something I would have fun with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the one that I got was super sentimental, and the dude, I got lucky with this one where
I totally forget about that tattoo all the time.
That's how I know you. And that's how I remember you, because I did meet you at my at a party, and you just got that tattoo done.
shit, was that Halloween?
Yeah.
It probably
That
was
was
the Halloween
Halloween.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, by the way, we're doing that again this year. So
See,
if you want to
fuck
go.
yeah.
See, before this podcast even started,
You and Chris
I
are
just-
going, aren't you?
Yeah, we were gonna try to come get,
Yeah.
get babysitters for the
We're
kids.
getting, yeah.
even see, like, looking back at that, before this podcast, I could not remember you. Sometimes that happens. I'm
yeah,
not
I
good
didn't
with names
remember you
or
either.
faces. But then I see the tattoo, and it's right
Bam,
there.
click, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like light bulb.
Yes, I got lucky with that one where the artist that's a memorial tattoo for my mother. And the
Sorry
artist
to hear that.
it's been a couple years now. I'm all right.
Still, it still sucks to hear that. Though.
Thank
like,
you.
even for an artist, like, I'm not trying to cut you off or switch the story, but if I can just even add that, it does suck when somebody comes into the shop.
And wants a memorial tattoo.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
at that point, you can feel pressured,
Yeah.
or you can feel confident into it. And then, like, they want the specific thing. They want it to look just like this, or my favorites are people that come in, they have pictures of the tattoo that the person they're getting the memorial of had,
Yeah.
and they want that recreated. Sometimes that could be hit or miss depending on what it is, but if it's simple enough, I mean, you can just make it work for you.
Did your
it's great
tattoo
to do that.
artist have some like connection to it?
So that tattoo artist did my mom's fairy that she got,
Oh,
and
no
she had
shit.
she had a series of 4 of them that she was gonna get before she passed away, and she only got the one done like 2 months before she passed. So me, my aunt, and my little brother were gonna get the other 3. And my aunt got the other one. I got this one, so we're just waiting on my little brother now. But we got super lucky because the artist did my mom's and already had the art for the other 3. So like he
Oh
had
my
already worked
God.
up the whole.
That is cool.
Yeah. So I didn't have that problem with the artist where it was like, this is a sentimental tattoo that you don't want to do because it's not your style. It was something that he'd already worked on and put a lot of time into with my mom.
Right,
That's
and
good, man.
even with that, if I can even add that as well, is if it becomes a sentimental tattoo and it's something I know I cannot perform, I will not perform it.
That
Like
makes sense.
I feel like that is a complete smack to the face to the person that passed.
Yeah.
So I will recommend
And to
it.
the person getting the tattoo, also,
Exactly.
you know, like you don't want to give them a shitty tattoo, and then now, like
No.
every time they look at that, they think about this shitty moment, and that it's a shitty tattoo.
Those
Oh.
are the roughest when you see like a really bad portrait and it's got like dates underneath. You're like, oh no.
It all just bled
Ooh.
together, and
Yeah.
you're just like, ooh, what
Yeah.
happened?
No, it's not good. Not
Oh
good.
man, it was crazy. So I go over to this dude's house. You know, I decided I'm gonna pay him $20 to get this portrait. Come to find out, his old lady was shooting dope. It turned into Pulp Fiction pretty damn quickly. And I go into the bathroom, take a piss, and I'll tell you what, there was a goddamn alligator in there. Goddamn alligator tried to bit my cock off. So I get back out there, you know, he starts doing the tattoo on me. Next thing you know, I look down, I see a heroin needle. His kid picks it up, sticks it in his eye, and then that's how it went.
Oh, speaking of heroin needles, I found one at my apartment complex walking my dog the other day.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I found it was a red Budweiser can, and then I just happened to look down, like, right where my dog had just walked past, and there's an open needle
Yeah.
fucking sitting on the in the grass.
Look, I am
man.
not.
I was pissed.
I was trying to think of like a pun or a joke for that, like a ghetto 4-leaf clover that you
The
found.
fuck?
Like, but
fucking pissed.
I couldn't
dude.
think of a good one.
No, and that's a thing I do want to go on to a topic about too, with like especially with people with heroin shit, because
He does that a lot during the
Sorry.
podcast.
I see.
I got used to it. It still shocks new people every time, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Well, no, like outside of our shop, okay.
Better out than in, I always say.
Outside of our shop, we had this one guy who, I'm telling you, this dude is fucking crazy. Like, he'll walk up to you, you know, he'll be all jittery, scratching his neck. He'll look at you and be like, I'm the best tattoo artist in the world,
You
man.
got a shop weirdo?
Yeah, basically.
Awesome.
But he's not allowed around our shop, nor the strip that our shop is located.
yeah.
Like, as soon as you see him, it's either tell him to get the fuck out. If you don't want to, call cops. Have
Yeah.
them escort him. But he's fucking just out of his mind, dude. Like, he'll look at you and be like, there's cameras everywhere, man. They're all trying to hear me. You know, I just did my first show with Tupac, and he'll just start full out singing to you.
We're not in England. There's not CCTV.
I mean, there are cameras everywhere. He wasn't wrong, but the paranoia is the where he fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
Right, this dude really has a mental problem. But
yeah.
I remember one day, I'm walking past, and he's like by the curb, shit like that, by the strip, and I went to go grab a pop from the little shop down the street.
Yeah.
I start walking back, and what do I see in his hand? I see tinfoil and a needle.
Oh, fuck.
And I looked at him and was like, dude, you need to get the fuck out of here now.
Definitely leave.
And, you know, he's like, oh, dude, come on, don't do me like this, man. Like, trying to backpedal. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out.
Mhm.
Nah, get the fuck out of here.
Like, put it like this. If this dude drops that needle and somebody steps on it and catches the disease, I might have to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I might be incriminating myself, but that is okay. I will beat the shit out of somebody if somebody steps on it.
I mean, that's why I was pissed, man, finding a needle in my apartment complex. You
Imagine
know?
if your little girl was outside playing, she stepped on it.
Yeah, or even my dog. My dog literally walked right past it. I mean, literally, like if my dog was over another like 5 inches, my dog could have stepped on that. For real. I could have stepped on it.
Yeah,
Like, sort of thing.
I make jokes.
Hashtag
I'm
fuck
sorry,
heroin.
but yeah, it is a serious issue.
No, which is all fine. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not.
Well, I mean, there's always been think about the children, but now it's like think about your dog.
Which is probably a little bit more serious than think about the children. Let's
Think
be
about the
honest,
dogs.
bro. Yeah. Think about the dogs. There's a bunch of people that walk
Look,
dogs
I-
in my apartment complex, and I went over and I told like one of the guys that works in my apartment complex, because he was like walking around with a bucket and like the little like claw thing and was picking up trash, and I was like, "Hey man,"
Oh, there's a needle over there.
he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll get to it." Like,
The
I'm
fuck
I'm
getting to
I'm,
it, get
I'm
to it
walking
now.
around like cleaning up the trash, so like I'll get to it,
He's
and
like, there's 6 over here.
I almost wanted to be like, "No, come with me.
Yeah.
Like, let's walk over here and pick this shit up, just so it's out of the way, and I know that it's gone, because I'm not fucking around with you right now."
Yeah.
He just seemed really nonchalant. Anyways, yeah,
Like going on to that subject though, my baby is my dog. I don't have children. That is my only baby. So if my dog steps on a needle, I'm literally going to kill somebody. I will serve time.
I almost wanted to call the cops because it was right behind like there was 2 cars that were parked like
Side by
out-
side.
that were away from other cars in the parking lot.
Mhm.
Like, and it was
Hashtag
right.
drug action.
It was right. It was right behind those cars. So I was like, man, should I call the cops on these cars? And then, the people would like eventually come out or whatever and be
Yeah.
like, what's going on? And then have them like search those people, because you never know. It could be 2 random people that like somebody just happened to do fucking heroin behind their car, and now there's cops there, but then they got nothing to worry about. Or those people that have those cars could be the ones that did that shit.
Yeah.
So like, should I have called the cops? I went
Here-
through that whole fucking.
Next
Here's
time,
the
just
fuck-
do a hootie hoo and see if they dip.
Yeah.
There was nobody around.
Here's the fucked up
sadly.
thing about that though is I've even witnessed this. If you called the cops on somebody that looks like they're suspicious about that,
Yeah.
especially making a drug transaction, they can get there and see that they're high as fuck, but have nothing on them, no needles, no nothing, nothing to incriminate them. The most that they can do is possibly, and I mean possibly, take them to a drunk tank just to get them to wear out.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that would be.
But still,
kinda
you
the
have
end
to
of
let
it.
them free. What's the next thing
Yeah.
they're gonna do?
Go right back to doing what they were doing. And I've been talking about this lately, that there needs to be more of if you do take somebody to a drunk tank, even if it is for like alcohol. Like, let's say somebody was too drunk and they got the cops called on them, and they need to, like, you take them to the drunk tank. There needs to be ways that you help them get to rehabilitation in order for them. It should be easier to get them to rehabilitation. So like, even that person that is like too drunk can find their way to
Better themselves.
control, their drinking. Whether it was just like a fuck up one night where they just happen to get too drunk that night. They're not like an alcoholic or whatever. They just happen to get too drunk that night. There should be easier ways for them to find ways to figure out what's going on and to get better. I mean, whether it's alcohol, heroin, cocaine, whatever the fuck it is, any drug, there should be easier outlets for people, and the cops should have those outlets and be able to help those people reach those outlets easier than what we have now. Because
Sorry,
go ahead.
I might have mentioned this on an earlier episode, but was it Philadelphia that legalized like the
I don't remember.
places where you can go in and have a doctor administer doses of heroin?
The fuck?
But they'll work with you. They'll give you the doses, but they'll work with you on lowering the doses and
So they-
slowly helping you
So
get
it's almost
off.
like a methadone clinic, but instead they're actually shooting heroin.
They're like decriminalizing it and then opening these places where you can go and do heroin in a clean, safe way. And it kind of puts like a stigma on it while you're there, where you don't want to be there, like, because you're going to this clinical place to go do your drugs. So a lot of people end up getting rehabilitated just
guilt
by
trip.
doing that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and also they offer like recovery programs there, and you can learn about and get recommended to doctors and psychiatrists and shit like that there. So it ends up helping way more people in the end when places do things like that. So when I saw that Philadelphia or wherever did it, I was like, finally, they're trying to do something a little more progressive to actually solve the problem.
But I feel
Right.
like the problem needs to just be stopped by stopping dope, and that's what they're trying to do at the same time. But still, there are too many people that are like literally put it like this: how sad is it that a person that has to have insulin has to pay over like $600 a month just to get their insulin shots. But you find out some dude across the street, around the corner, around the fucking dumpster where he just jerked off somebody to get his heroin, does it, ODs, you call an ambulance, they hit his ass with like 3 things of Narcan, which that shit's expensive, for free. All they're going to do, and I've heard stories about
Yeah,
people
but here's
that
the
get...
thing: we need to stop comparing it. It shouldn't be compared, honestly. Like, yeah, that dude might get Narcan for free, but no, the whole point is, why is that insulin so expensive for somebody that has a disease that they can get from birth? Like, people can be diabetic from birth. And yes, people can become diabetic from unhealthy habits and stuff like that, but there is plenty of cases of people who are diabetic from the start that need that insulin. And so we shouldn't compare it to drug addicts. It should be, why is that insulin so expensive in the first place?
Easy.
And I understand like
Fucking
where you're
drug
coming
companies,
from,
man.
but
Yeah, that's the separate issue there. is
yeah.
The
that-
drug
of
companies
course.
want to charge that shit. Like, it was. They just came out talking about big drugs or whatever.
Big pharma.
Yeah, talking about coming out and saying, we don't care about people.
No, they just care about making money. They're
yeah,
making
there was
too
a
much money.
giant lawsuit against I want to say Bayer or fucking one of the huge ones where like they did come out and say, yeah, we've known for like the past 4 decades that this is doing a lot of harm and that these drugs that we said weren't. It was about the opioid epidemic where they were like, yeah, we knew that these things were addictive and we're telling people that they weren't. It's all right. Cat on the lap. But yeah, having experienced this like personally, like this is a big issue of mine with like street drugs and fentanyl and the opioid crisis compared to like big pharma and douchebags like I can't remember his name, but Pharma Bro, who raised like life-saving drugs 600% overnight to
Yeah.
it's all corrupt, but they're like separate issues when it comes down to like people doing illegal drugs on the street versus like the pharmaceutical stuff.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's
Yeah,
all
I mean they're
just fucked.
connected, but it's a tough one to
Like,
figure out.
Even taking this conversation and going right back to, say, tattooing, for instance, you get people that do that. Like, there are, like, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, because we have people that come into the shop, they don't look too hot. Come to find out, they don't do any type of drugs. That's just the way it is.
I was gonna ask that. It's like how often you get people come in fucked up, or that you think they're fucked up, and it's just like a tattoo, bro.
Quite a bit. And that's just any shop, though, quite a bit.
yeah.
You get a lot of people that come in there, they're either drunk or high off something. And even like in our contracts, like when you sit there and fill out the paperwork, like, a consent form to get a tattoo, it even says, I consent more or less that I am not on drugs, I am not drunk. So say if, say somebody has heroin in their system, right? They came in, got a tattoo, we can't tell. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could pretty much tell, but
Yeah,
if they're that
falling
good,
asleep.
yeah, if they are that good to be able to not tell, and somehow they die because they had a fucking reaction where their heart decided, hey, I want to explode because they're going through so much pain trying to get this tattoo.
You guys wouldn't
That's
get
kind
in
of like
trouble
a-
for that either, because the coroner would do a like a drug test on them, and they would find heroin in
still,
the system, and it wouldn't be a thing.
But going for word of mouth, hey, look, this tattoo artist killed a guy by tattooing them.
Yeah.
But
That can ruin a reputation.
yeah, but
Yeah.
even with that, like, that's why we have our paperwork for CYA. Cover your ass.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take a break real quick. I gotta take a piss.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Sorry we had to take a quick break. I had to take a piss. So I had some other questions here real quick. What was it? What are the what would be the worst and best spot to tattoo somebody?
Ooh, that's actually a good
Oh, that
question.
leads into my question.
Oh, sweet. See, here we go. Yeah. All right.
So,
Cool.
best place, like, everybody has their own preference. Preference, like, going on a preference, I like my favorite spot to be like on the inner forearm, just because it's a flat surface, it's smooth to tattoo on, good shit like that. Now, the worst I hate is probably the stomach. The stomach is the worst, especially if they're have more of a chunk.
Yeah.
Is because you got all that, like, it's almost like ribs, you're going to be stretching the skin, but since there's more skin there, almost like you're stretching more and you're trying to run like this smooth line, and you're not going to get it as well. as you would like on a flat surface.
I
that's
feel like I
already
would
tight.
twitch more on my stomach too.
Well, see, even for like skinnier people, it is worse on them because you start tattooing, you don't have all that skin to stretch, but you can feel the pain in them. Like
Yeah.
you will start to shake.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well, and
damn.
breathing too. Like people's stomachs just going in and out the
Oh
whole
yeah,
time.
I didn't even
like,
think about that.
yeah.
Honestly.
Well, because you could breathe through either your lungs or your diaphragm, but yeah, if you're a type that breathes through your diaphragm, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I guess I would try and focus more on like keeping my stomach flat when I breathe in.
Yeah, but
I'm a stomach
certain
breather.
people do that by just fucking holding their breath. And it's like, no, don't do that, dummy. You'll fall asleep.
You're gonna
Yeah.
tense up the whole time too.
I'll be
It's gonna
smacking
worse
your
for you.
face with like a cup of water getting splashed on you. Like, wake up, wake up. You all right? Wake up. Fuck.
Yeah.
Another one gone. Another one.
I'd
bites the
be
dust.
cool. I'd be cool with like taking like a Xanax or something and falling asleep and letting you
Ooh.
just like tattoo for me and like do it. If I trust you, you would have to be a trusted
No,
tattoo
that
artist
is
for me to do
the
it.
worst thing you could do, my friend, is fall asleep during a tattoo.
Why?
It sounds like a good idea when he said it, but I'm
I've
curious.
So I'll tell you a story. Back in my scratcher days, and you might remember this guy. Back in my scratcher days, I did it at home in the basement. I had a guy named Dusty who I was tattooing on. I did a tattoo.
I know
on his chest.
Dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was dead asleep because he was drunker than the skunk. Which we can even get into that topic too of how that works with tattooing.
He's a crazy motherfucker.
I've heard that's a big no now.
Yeah, because it thins your blood out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you're drinking that same day, it's not that much of a problem. It's the next day that's when your blood starts to become thinner.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
So,
So the
that same
healing
day, it's not
process.
that big of a problem, but the next day it starts to become a problem, especially since it's trying to heal, but you're trying to bleed because it's an open wound. That's why it's considered a no-no. Plus, nobody wants to deal with a fucking drunk.
Yeah.
But he was trying to fall asleep. I was doing my fault, but he was
Love it.
he was doing. We were doing a Harley Davidson tattoo with a fucking eagle on top of the symbol.
America.
Pretty simple.
Yes, very America. This guy is definitely America and Motley Crue.
Fuck yeah.
Bro. It
Metallica,
really
Motley
is, man.
Crue.
This dude, like
Like
you
if he's
telling
not,
me that that's what you tattooed on him, I was like, yep, makes
this
sense.
let me give you guys a visual, okay? Kind of an Irish guy, always wears a fucking ball cap, has long hair that's always up in a ponytail.
Yep.
If he's outside working and he is wearing a shirt, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know it's a bad day for him.
Yeah.
But we're doing this tattoo and he's slowly falling asleep. I think nothing of it. I'm just running my lines, just trying to do what I'm doing.
Side note, he is a really cool guy though.
He
Like,
is.
for real. He is a really nice guy and he's really cool.
What's up, Dusty?
Shout out to Dusty.
Yeah, he'll never hear this, but shout out to you, Dusty.
Maybe. Who knows? I might be a prick and show him. But I'm tattooing on him. He's like slowly falling asleep and like he's grunting in his sleep, stuff like that. And then he keeps getting up and like waking up and like twitching in his sleep. And I'm like trying to like pull the needle away. Like luckily I'm able to do that. And I'm like, dude, you gotta fucking stay awake, bud. Stay awake.
Right.
It's hard to tattoo on people that keep on falling asleep just because. I mean, you got some people out there that will sleep and stay like a fucking rock.
Yeah.
But you get so intimidated when they're like, I'm literally going to fall asleep.
I've
Yeah.
almost passed out. I haven't like fallen asleep, but I've almost passed out getting this kitchen tattoo, and he gave me a banana, and I ate that. Shut up, bananas. But
Electrolytes.
Join our banana cult.
yeah, we do have
Banana
a
cult.
banana cult if
Don't
you want to
call.
join it. Just email blueskiespodcast@gmail.com
There you go, bud.
and let us know if you want to join it. I'm sorry, man. I've been drinking a little bit. I kind of forgot. I can't remember if I was trying to remember when I was taking a piss. I don't know why. If our voicemail was 800 or 600.
600.
600. I gotta remember because there's a 6 at the end. Blah 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 blah.
614-600-2056.
Tell us your tattoo stories.
Yeah. You
This
ever been
ought to be
drunk and got
very
a tattoo?
Yeah, for real.
Me. Was it enjoyable?
No. No,
Yeah.
it was not. Honestly, like, if you look at my body, you could see a lot of my work. It is not the greatest. I've done most of it myself. I've had others shoot on me. It is not. I think the only few people I've ever let tattoo me that I actually enjoyed was probably Riley Lavelle and Sean Gerald. When Sean Gerald, I mean, he's a cool guy too. I mean, this dude, he used to own Tenfold Tattoos, Columbus, Ohio, down by German Village. He's an awesome dude. He still works. Don't get that wrong. Knowing that shop is closed down, he still works. But he is just such a cool cat. Like, he is so relatable. You can just actually sit there, have a conversation with him.
That's cool. I like that shit.
Yeah, but it really sucked when we got into my neck because I am such a pussy.
No, I feel it, man. The more that he got down to my wrist, the worse it got, and I was like, I think that's when I almost passed out, was
Like,
getting to my
if
wrist.
you could look at my wrist, you could see, because on my left arm, I'm starting a blackout session. So
Did you
most of
black
it-
that out because you didn't like what was there before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just that, in the tattoo community, it's became more popular nowadays
I've
for
seen that.
people to have blackout arms or blacked out sleeves, stuff like that. What's actually kind of cool, though, is,
I like that look, by the way. Like, I like the blacked out bars.
well, here's also a cool thing. Like, if you look like Bring Me the Horizon, right?
Yeah.
Their front man,
Ollie
Oliver Sykes.
Sykes. Yeah.
Yes. He had an entire American traditional sleeve, and I was like, God jealous that he had it. But he decided to black out his arm, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? Just to tattoo over it with white of a bunch of like carnation, stuff like that, or different types of Japanese flowers, and it was like, oh, ooh, that looks so sweet.
Yeah.
I see.
He's always had awesome work.
Have you ever done a blacklight tattoo?
No, black
No?
lights are fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Yes, the material that the blacklight ink is made out of is actually very dangerous to skin. And even if you actually get past it without having any type of infections, they only last for about 3 to 6 months.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it
did not
literally
know
falls
that.
out.
I did
Or,
not know that.
On the topic of experimental stuff, have you seen like magnetic implants that people get?
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to do that shit, and I've read like the do's and don'ts and like the horror stories, and also like the 3 years later the magnets like kind of wear out.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had any experience with that?
Personally, no. So, like, when it comes to tattooing and piercing, I've loved tattooing. That's my first passion. That is always going to be my first lady as in work.
Yeah.
But I have started to dabble into piercings more. I can do pretty much standard piercings, but when it gets to like body modifications to that extreme, I have not done that.
Yeah.
I would actually love to see it done. Like, I did not know, for instance, like you could put a dermal anywhere basically on the body
Right.
as long as it anchors in. I watched this sweet old lady. She was about 50 years old. Come in and get a dermal done like right here on top of the arm, right before it hits like the ditch in the elbow. And surprisingly, it stayed in. Like, we saw her 2 weeks later walking by our shop, stopped her, kind of take a look at it, stuck just beautifully. I was like, wow.
That's dope.
Even the way that like is performed is like, oh my God.
Is there anybody at the shop that you work at that would be willing to, if I got the kit, like they sell like the magnets that are coated in like the bio, whatever the fuck that, I can't remember the word right now.
Like biodegrade it.
Yeah, like where it's like
Biodegraded
safe to
metal.
be inside your body.
Yeah.
They have like a coating on it. If I order that kit, would somebody at the shop be willing to do finger implants on me?
Possibly.
I've been trying to find someone.
See, the guy that I wish was here, that would have been a better question for him. Because
Yeah.
that guy, as I said, 14 years of experience, not only tattooing, but body modifications, loves doing shit like that.
Hell
He
yeah.
loves it. Like,
I've wanted
Just
it
ask
for
him.
a long time.
Just ask him. Let us know. Just message me or something.
right, because his name is. So if anybody is curious,
Shout out to you.
If anybody's curious of who I'm talking about, you can look him up on his Facebook and or Instagram.
That was another
Um,
thing. Plug yourself, man. Facebook or
Oh, yeah.
Instagram. Like,
Shout out to me, Facebook, Dominic Williamson. Damn, I can't even remember my Instagram because I don't really use it as much.
but Facebook mostly.
We'll
Facebook
find it and put it in
mostly.
the description.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely put it in the
Ohio, Columbus, tattoo artist.
Dominic Williamson. Okay, and it's
Shit, make me
spelled
sound like a dark lord over there. Why don't you, Dominic Williamson?
Dominic Williamson. He
Look.
does tattoos, and he can tattoo you real good.
Sounds like some Billy and Mandy type shit. You know, don't say the name. What name? Lord Moldy Butt.
Dude, I love Billy and Mandy.
Me
Miss
too.
that shit.
Stop
Me too.
saying it. Saying what? Lord Baldy Butt. Fucking that music just goes down. Something crashes.
So I actually have a shout out to you, Wes.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I want to
Shout out to
talk.
me.
I want to talk about this. You kind of talked about how you would potentially want to get into tattooing.
Yeah. I do pen and ink, and I've been doing that for a long time.
And
That's my preferred way of drawing. So.
I've seen a lot of your pen and ink shit, and I really think that you should get into tattooing. Mostly because I would love to get some of the shit that you've like done on pen and ink.
Yeah.
Like once you get comfortable with tattooing, I would love to get it tattooed on me.
So
And we talked about this the other day, where I told you that he wanted to get into tattooing, and I was like, I would be his
guinea pig.
guinea pig, and
So-
I'm totally fine with that. And he was like, no, don't do it.
Like more or less how, yeah, because when it comes to being somebody's guinea pig, like for instance, my brother, for instance, to my friend Riley Lavelle, he's a great artist. Don't get that wrong. He has his father is actually a Columbus artist as well. Very known, has been in magazines, 25 years of experience, very known. But that's how he learned, was off my brother. And my brother has some shitty tattoos, but some decent tattoos as well. But it's almost hit or miss. Like when you become somebody's guinea pig, there's some shit that's not coverable. And
Yeah.
it sucks that
Yeah, if
you
I
just
fuck
gave
up,
up
I
that
fucked up.
real estate. So like even like when you go into a shop, we have an apprentice named Naomi, for instance. Shout out to Naomi McMorrow. She is a badass painter. Like this girl's 18 years old, fresh out of high school, stuff like that. Like her painting of realism is like beyond me. Like she has this one painting I want. She's actually selling it too, so if anybody's interested, let me know.
No, because
Shit.
you want it.
I know I want it, but you know what? If somebody else decides to get it, hey, why not pass the art along?
I mean, cool, but are you gonna pay for it though?
I mean, she wants $500 for it.
Holy shit! All right, yeah.
So
All
I
right.
mean, I do
Start
want
painting.
it. I do want it. I do want it, and I would not mind pay the $500, but that's just money I do not have right now.
Yeah, I feel
So
it.
it's like
No,
first
I
time.
feel
It's
it.
like first comes, first served.
That's why I haven't gotten more tattoos, man. I just don't have the money to go and get more
Yeah, same.
tattoos.
That's understandable.
And I
But-
want like real shit. I'm not one of those people that like wants to just go and get like something random or like one of those flash art like tattoos. I want to get
Hey,
shit
flash
that
art's pretty dope though.
I mean I like it, but I want to get all of my tattoos are custom shit. This is shit that like really mean like there's nobody else out there, at least that I know of, that has Honor Family Thrash tattooed on them, or that has Skate or Die tattooed on them in the way that I have it tattooed, with like Savage in the middle with the broken board.
Watch somebody blow up on your
Or-
Instagram or social media, fucking sending
Right.
pictures like, nah,
Yeah,
fuck
I mean,
face.
sure. By the way, I mean, hey, if you want to comment on our Instagram or whatever, like by all means. Or the tattoo on my leg, even though it was a garage tattoo, it was a custom design that I came up with. And if you really look at it, it stands for Savage Life Family. And it was something that I kind of came up with. So all my tattoos have a lot of meaning to them, and they're also kind of custom in a way. So that's kind of where I want to go with. And one of the tattoos that I want to get, actually, and I wanted to talk to you about it and see if you would
Price it out.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
There we go.
was this.
Oh, hell no.
No?
No, I mean I would, but still, I just was not expecting this image.
Really?
I mean, it's pretty cool.
So talking about the banana cult that we like are a part of and that we started, but if you look at it from the top, the lettering is Banana Cult Clothing Company, which is the company that me and Wes want to start, our own clothing company, obviously. But this is one of the designs that Wes came up with.
I was
And
just bored at work, and he was like, "I'm gonna get that tattooed."
I
So-
love it.
so-
Even if our clothing company never fucking like jumped off or whatever.
It's just the idea of
I'd
like looking
love-
back in the past, seeing it, and be like, I remember
just
when we tried to
love-
start this.
I just love the design. I love how it
So
looks, and I think
when
it'd be awesome.
When it comes to something like this, your best bet is if you're like when you go into a shop, say you want this done, right? We have to go redo the entire thing, just to be able to make sure we got it matched so we can actually put a stencil on. It's best to be able to price it after we come up with the image. We'll kind of give you a ballpark
What if I
figure.
gave you a copy of the image?
That would even help.
Yeah, see,
I have like the original of it.
But depending
Yeah,
on
see,
how
I
I have
could-
to
I
size
could-
it, where it's going on the body, stuff
Yeah,
like that, how much time
yeah.
it's going to take.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, like when people go in there into a shop and they want something done and they want a price, I mean, it does. We have to truly sit there and think for a second how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
Because, like, for instance, I've jumped into a few tattoos where I'm like, oh, it's going to only take me 3 hours to do, so I'll set it to this price. But there's been complications or something, so I had to stay
They're
and be more.
twitching, so you gotta like. It takes a little bit
Or
longer because you
e-
gotta pause
Even
for a minute.
like, we kind of just bit off a little bit more that we could chew
Yeah.
on the design and didn't realize how much tedious it's going to be. So we're like, instead of 3 hours, it's now 6.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dick move if I go, yeah, I'll do 300 for 3 hours or 4 hours. And then we sit there for about 7. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. We were here longer. I want more. That's not fair. That's
Yeah.
not cool. That's like breaking an agreement.
I mean, because
you don't do that.
then they're gonna kind of say that's kind of on you.
So-
That's on the artist. You couldn't kind of deliver what you said you were gonna do. So do you go over the time that you think that you would like be able to do it? So like if you think that I could do this in 3 hours, I'm gonna tell them that I could do this in 4 hours, and I'm gonna charge you for 4 hours, even if I do get it done in 3 hours.
The way I work is the way I do it like this. Okay, so we have, if you look up at our 22 caliber website or any of our Facebooks, anything like that, we do have little deals like that, more or less. Like say 300 for 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's kind of a way to give back in a way. But the way I work on it is knowing I like to take breaks. I like to have a cigarette every once in a while. Like I'll do all the line work and some shading first, stop, take a break.
Yeah.
I normally tell people, knowing you're getting 4 hours, maybe look at it around 6, maybe 5 to 6, because I like to let people take a break too.
Yeah, I really appreciated that when I was getting this one.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like, if I schedule somebody 12:30, right? They come in, they have a 4-hour session with me. I will not make my next appointment until 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
On purpose, knowing it's only supposed to be 4 hours, but if I can even get that done within 4 hours or less, that's better for me anyway, because now I have time to where I can relax. I can, if I haven't designed the other tattoo, I can sit there and
Right.
design it. I can go get something to eat, something like that. Take my own little time.
Right.
But even like if we're going back and jumping back on the question of an apprenticeship for Wes,
Yeah.
the best bet is to look at it like this. It is a big commitment. So like I have one of those fathers, he doesn't mind tattoos, loves tattoos, but he don't like the look of it on necks, faces, hands, stuff like that.
I
Somewhere
was
that's-
gonna ask you, how do you feel about face tattoos?
It depends.
Have you done a
So,
face tattoo?
I've done a face tattoo.
Yeah. Did
So-
you agree with it?
It's pretty much whatever. The person I did the face tattoo on, she had a bunch of tattoos already. She was pretty much committed. That's all it takes is commitment. Now, if say some kid comes in, freshly
like
20,
me. Like if I came in and was like, I want a face tattoo,
I would tell you absolutely not.
good, good, because I don't need a
Well,
face
it's
tattoo.
What would you
that-
get on your face if you were gonna get one?
Nothing. I would
Nothing.
not
You-
get anything
easy,
on
man.
If you
my
had
face.
to pick one, what would you get?
I got it. Banana.
As like a teardrop.
I don't know.
This would be a banana as
A banana teardrop.
Yeah.
I was thinking like banana phone style, like just a whole like fucking chin strap.
Look,
on
I'm
the
just saying, if
one
anybody
side.
makes fun of you about that banana on a sexual regard, you can even go back and put Donkey Kong looking like he's about to go grab the banana. So it looks at that point like, okay, he's just a big gamer.
Oh God, no! I would definitely not get a face tattoo. No, I love
But-
my face too much to get a face tattoo. I
But
couldn't do
no,
it.
like I'm serious.
I do.
I've had kids where
It's my
I've turned them
ego.
down on that. Like I've had tattoos I've turned down,
Mhm.
and that's one of them. Is I'll see like these 20-year-old kids that don't know what they're about to do. Some of them graduated from high school, some of them didn't, and they just hey, I want a face tattoo because I see my favorite artist.
do you
Like
talk to them and be like, hey, like
yeah, I'll try to, but they
I
don't.
don't-
They don't want to listen to you. That's the problem.
yeah,
See, certain people think that. That's what I hate about this generation. There are very good people out there that know what they want and what they want to do. But then you have a lot of these kids out here that think that they are fucking self-entitled to this. Like back then in, say, the 70s, okay, or the 80s, when you were in jail and you got a bunch of tattoo work, it's because you earned that shit.
yeah.
You did some shit. Like you beat somebody down, you did something. nowadays these kids act like they're so entitled to it to like think that we have to do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there for anybody that wants to figure that out. A tattoo artist does not ever have to do whatever you ask them to do.
No.
We
I mean, it's the
we
same
are not
thing with like any business that you walk into, and they're like, we have the right to deny you service.
exactly.
Even McDonald's, they have the right to deny you service. Like
I mean,
basically,
you
same
have
thing
to
with
really
tattoo
You
artists.
really have to fuck up for them to deny you service.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like even with that being said, we don't have to do what you want. That's the number one thing. Yes, it hurts our pockets, but if you're being unreasonable or you're trying to be a dick or you think that you know more than us, then
Yeah, no, you're
The-
gonna deny it.
yeah,
all
it's
day.
almost like, for instance, like certain tattooers or tattoo artists, they will not tattoo a minor. So, like in the state of Ohio, you can tattoo a minor in certain parts of the body, like the arms.
I thought it was only if their parents consent. If they're
Yes.
under 18, if their parents.
Yes, no, I was getting to that.
Yeah.
So more or less, like, but even with that, like I've seen minors come in, they want a tattoo under their breast, and it's like absolutely fucking not.
Nah.
Like, are you crazy?
That's fucking insane.
even if they
No,
even if
there
their
is a-
parents consent to it?
Yeah. Like, then there are parents that consent to that, and that's fucking like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I mean, I kind of agree because like under the breast is probably one of those areas
Well,
that's not going to be seen
there's an
by
actual
people,
term
so it's
for it.
covered up.
There's an actual term for it, to where it's considered like being a pedo,
Oh no
like
shit.
a pedophile. Yes.
Even
because
if you
you're-
even if
because-
you were to like cover up the breast,
Yeah,
you
because
know,
you're
and,
still like, say if you're doing a line under the breast, right? You still have to move the breast with your own hands.
Yeah.
Kind of like almost like using like side part of your hand to kind of back up on the breast to get your like stretch on the skin on the stomach.
yeah,
You're still touching them. You're
Okay.
groping them.
that makes
Yeah,
sense.
It doesn't have to be sexual for you to become a sexual offender. Like it's the same reason,
Very.
like peeing near a school. If somebody catches you with your dick out, even if you're not doing it,
Even
to
if
kids,
it's like
like
fucking 12 at night.
yeah.
When there's
you're-
no
even if
kids
there's no kids
around,
around, you're
yeah.
still a sexual offender.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So, but even with that being said, you get some of these
Don't
kids
pull your
that
dick
walk-
out.
It's a little, you know, I'm a little like, I'm on the line about that one. Like, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I was drunk and I lived by the school
I've
and
pissed
I
on a
was
couple
walking
schools.
home
mean,
and I was
I'm not
like,
incriminating myself.
oh, I
hopefully,
just want to
but-
take a piss right here. Why should I be a sexual offender when I knew that I was drunk enough to take a piss 500 feet from a school, but I was also not drunk enough to know that it was at a time where there was no kids around? Why am I still considered a sexual offender? I was nowhere near any kids. I knew that it wasn't like
it's,
that.
It's the idea to the public, more or less. They think he's maybe drunk, but really, does he know what he's doing?
Yeah.
But
Or-
still, even if you don't know what you're doing, then why are you still considered a sex offender at that point?
Yeah, that's a whole gray area that I
But
don't
it's
think
still,
we can
getting
get
off
into.
getting off that topic, more or less.
Or like
We'll
Columbus.
have-
Sorry.
No, you're fine, We'll have like 16-year-olds that come in. They want all these tattoos and shit like that, and they just demand it. Like I had this one girl come in. She was 14 years old. She wanted to get her nose pierced, and piercing a minor, I would prefer to do.
She had her parents with her, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time, if
Yeah.
I ever mention anything like that,
They
unless I'm
have
kicking,
to.
yeah,
They have to,
Well, you have
because if
some
not, you have
minors-
to show your ID.
Well, you have some minors that come in, act all grown and shit, and some of these minors nowadays, they look of age. So
Yeah,
you gotta
that
be
is
like
something
on
that
top
happens.
of that.
Like my 15, 16-year-old brother, my half brother,
Mhm.
is taller than I am and has more could
Facial
probably
hair,
grow
probably
more
bigger
facial
back.
hair than
Yeah.
I could, like for real.
And
And he's a football player and everything, so
yeah,
like
you just like, for
We're
instance, like,
evolving.
Mhm.
I'll even tell you another story about an artist that we hired a long time ago. This is before my days in the shop, but this is exactly what happened. I had this 14-year-old girl came in. She wanted to get her nose pierced. She demanded that I would do it because she went to our other shop and got denied. Didn't know why. Didn't even find out why. Went up, introduced myself because I was already in the back doing a piercing. Her mom sitting down, and she looked at me and was like, I need you to do this piercing. I need you to fucking do it. I'm fucking 14. Threw her ID at me.
God damn.
Hit my chest and all. I picked it up, looked down, and was like, you can leave. She started giving me the crocodile tears, I'm sorry.
Wait, why did she get? Oh, how did she have an ID if she's 14?
Why was she so aggro
Well,
coming in too?
Because in the
You
state
can
of
get
Ohio.
a state ID, but
Yeah, that's what we require.
I mean, I guess that's like you can get a state ID because you can work at Kroger or something like that at 14 is
Well,
like a
not
bag
just that.
handle or
If
something.
you're going to certain doctor's appointments, shit like that, they need birth certificates or a state ID.
But they don't need a state. No, you don't need a state ID in order to
They
go to the
need some
doctor.
type of
Yeah, but
authentication that
but not a state
you're a
ID.
citizen.
Not a. You can get a birth certificate or your social.
Well,
You don't need a state ID.
To
I
be
like to
fair-
think that she thought that she needed a state ID, and she just stood in line at the BMV for like 3 hours, and then had a terrible experience, and then she went straight to the tattoo shop after that, and she
Yeah,
came in
I
with a
would've
fucking
thought-
attitude.
maybe no, she was just freaking out because she went to another one of our shops. Our artist not an artist, but our piercer / artist turned her down, probably because he was busy or something like that. She took offense to that.
Aw.
Came to our shop and thinking
Man.
I'm gonna just do it. But after she started giving me the waterworks, I told her absolutely not. The way I look at it is hell no. You just disrespected me like that. Leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 minutes later, her mom walks in and is like trying to give me the talk, like, hey, look, I know what my daughter did was wrong, but I would really appreciate it if you could do this. And I had simply looked at her and was like, ma'am, I completely respect that you're trying to do something for your daughter, but I am not going to fall into that. I'm not going to cater into her attitude. Because not just that, she just showed me she's not mature enough to have this piercing. And honestly, ma'am, I don't feel like you should be even bringing her here if you're just going to let her dog walk you.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. I give you props, man. I give you fucking props on
Yeah.
having that maturity in order
Parenting
to
the parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta.
But no, that's the thing, though. Like, with our paperwork for piercings or tattoos, if you're doing it with a minor, they have to be able to fill out the paperwork. If they cannot fill out the paperwork, then
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you got to have a certain maturity, because when you're filling out paperwork, it's not just paperwork; it's a contract. You're filling out a contract with our studio. There's a
Heard.
lot to read into it, shit like
Yeah.
that. You gotta. Some people just come in, they just sign, and don't even realize, because then they'll try to turn around and say we did something wrong, and realize like in the paperwork you just signed away the right to say that we did this fucked up.
Right. Right.
I haven't read a contract since, I could read contracts.
Mostly because
Right?
mostly because when I go into somewhere and I like sign something, I know what I'm getting myself into. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have to read the contract because I know that like in that contract it says shit like that.
Well,
Like when I went to go get my fucking snake bites, I had to sign for that, but I didn't even fucking read it because I knew what I was getting myself into, and I knew that the
Well,
shop knew
because
what I was getting myself into
sometimes-
too.
Sometimes you'll have a piercing go wrong. Like, say a tongue, for instance, right? You got it clamped down, you're about to pierce right through it. And somebody just, they freak out. They try to stick their tongue back in their mouth, something like that. So you just scrape the hell out of their tongue. Now you can't pierce it. They leave. They get all pissed off, get on social media, throw you under the bus.
Yeah,
mean,
but
in
no,
certain-
you still sign that contract, and even then,
stating-
that's what I'm saying. Like
well, it's
with
state-
the word of mouth.
Yeah,
shit,
and it's
you know?
stating that, whatever happens when we're doing this piercing, we are not reliable for.
Yeah.
But even if we're jumping back to the topic of apprenticing for you,
Oh, yeah. We got away
So-
from that.
yeah,
A little bit,
like
sorry.
twice. But it does take commitment. It is a big, big commitment. Like, even
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to say. My dad didn't like, tattoos on hands, faces, necks. And I have my neck and my hand tattooed. Like, when I got those tattooed, I pretty much signed all rights away, stating, like, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be a lawyer. No. I knew what I wanted to do from the start, and I pretty much just threw myself under it.
Yeah.
And there are tattoo artists that don't even have a tattoo. Most of them are not respected because of that. Because,
Yeah.
how are you going to be a tattoo artist with no tattoos? Some people don't want to get a tattoo by you, but still.
You ever watch
It's-
Inked?
Okay, hold on, because this is one of my questions. Was how did you feel about shows like Ink Master and LA Ink, or Miami Ink was the first one.
Idiotic.
Really?
Idiotic.
There's a few of those
Even
people
with
in there
Ink
who don't
Master?
have tattoos.
Even
or
with
there's-
Ink Master.
You
just
think
for-
it's idiotic?
Idiotic.
In what
So-
way?
So, more or less, let me explain it like this, okay? The artists that go on those shows, they know what they're getting themselves into, stuff like
Yeah.
that. The artwork they do is fucking absolutely amazing.
Yeah, some
But-
of them are kind of trash.
But see,
There
that's
has
it.
been some shitty
see,
tattoos. Let's be
I've
real
seen
here.
some shitty tattoos that still look good.
Yeah,
Like that, if you did it in a shop knowing they could have done more, which even proves my point even more, still look good. Maybe needs a little bit more work, a little bit more time, but people put the stigma, like, what was it? One girl off season 2, episode 1. She had to do a religious tattoo that spelled Corinthians.
Of
and she
Ink Masters?
Yes.
Okay.
She misspelled it. Her career just went down the fucking drain after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the whole
Like-
point of you know what you're getting yourself into.
No,
so
but
if you know that
but
you
the-
can't
but
fucking
the point of the
handle the
show-
pressure and everything.
No, but the point of the show is to see who can fit in what styles, who can do what. I mean, yes, the pressure of the competition.
No, it's
gets
showing
you.
that you're an ink master, that you can do any style that you can fucking.
It's honestly just a load of shit.
I get what
There's a
you're
lot of.
saying, because like Master Chef, even if you take it like away from tattooing, is like it's not necessarily like the best chef that wins that competition. It's the one
Who
who
can do
can
the
perform
most.
under the competition and the fucking
I've
pressure.
seen plenty of
Yeah,
artists.
but you still have to learn different things.
here's
You
the
still have
thing.
to be able to know, like, get out of your comfort zone. Like, I might not know a lot of information on traditional tattoos. Like, let's say it's somebody that's into new school, but then they have to do an old school tattoo. But they're like, I don't really do this. They still have to be
And
able to show that they can
most
get
of the
into
ti-
that.
and most of the time, they still do a great fucking tattoo.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I
But
don't know.
it-
I disagree with your feelings on at
But
least Ink Master.
Let me get hang on. Let me get to
Sounds
the
like
true.
you got a bias.
Let me get to the true statement of that, though. Okay.
Okay.
So what I don't like, because that's my favorite part. Like if you get on YouTube, you look up Ink Master, right? They'll show you a lot of the challenges, the designs that they're coming up with. That part I do love about Ink Master. You know, I
Okay.
love seeing what they can produce, especially under pressure. But
And challenging people. On,
exactly,
you know.
but the drama part of it—that's what any reality TV show. That's what it makes its money off of is drama.
Okay, see, that's why I hate like Jersey Shore and like
And
the
if you look
Hills
at
and all
like
those
the
other
new
fucking
one, what's it
shows.
called? Fucking How Far Is Tattoo Far? That is the
That's
most
hilarious.
ridiculous shit.
I've never seen that actually.
so-
So
fucking
what
funny.
it, so
Hold
what
on.
it is two people will go on the show, right?
Yeah.
And they'll have a
far.
design for each other, but they're blindfolded while they're getting their tattoo.
Oh no, I have seen that.
It's
No,
fuck-
no, your friend gets a tat or like you get a
your
tattoo
friend,
that your
significant
friend
other, enemy,
like tells you to get, and then you go and get this tattoo. Like one dude got like
like-
the his belly button was a cat's ass.
So
you
like
know.
no, like for one, that was kind of fucked up was two best friends, right? One friend started going out to the other friend saying that he's slept with my girlfriend. Come to find out, he did not, by the way. So he decided to give him a fucked up tattoo because he was a bodybuilder, and he gave him steroids. Like it looked like a steroid needle sticking out of his skin. It was cracked, and it was fucked up.
Dope.
No,
And
no, no,
then the
no.
other friend didn't even fuck up his tattoo, gave him a badass tattoo.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's what I mean, though. But like
Nah,
Dope.
those
nah.
types of shows,
Even the worst one that I've seen was it was a dude and a chick, and the dude gave the chick a tattoo that said that was like a ring with a diamond on it, and underneath it said "Marry me," and then he was like, "Hold on, there's another part to this tattoo." So she got blindfolded again, cause she was like, "Oh my god, like yes, I would totally do it." He was like, "Hold on, there's another part to this tattoo." And so she got blindfolded again,
This
and
is
then
stressing me out.
underneath of it, it said "just kidding."
Oh, dude, no.
Like what the fuck, dude?
but see, that's what
Fuck that show. No.
fuck that show.
For tattooing, fuck that show. I
Yes.
can totally,
It's kind of like,
totally agree with you on that. Fuck that show.
but that's how they make their money is off this drama. Like, why can't
Yeah.
we just focus more on the art? Like, that's even like,
She got permanently trolled.
Yeah.
basically. And it does ruin
Yeah.
people's lives because there are certain tattoos they do on that show that is not coverable. Like, you're just gonna have to get a big old black bob to cover that.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about that one show that's the cover up? That they do all the cover
Oh,
ups.
Tattoo Nightmares.
Yes.
Love it. I love that show.
That I love
just
that
for
show
the simple
too.
fact, there's no drama, there's no bullshit. They get straight to the artwork. But
I mean,
not
there's
just that.
drama. There's drama with the story. Like you
Yes,
get the
there's-
drama with the story
That's
of
what I was
what
gonna
they're
say.
like.
That's how
coming
they make
up
their
at,
money off of it. But
Because
still,
you're like,
it's not a bad show. It's not like on Ink Master where it's the challenge of it's New School Day.
oh my god, you were drunk one night and you got your fucking
It-
belly button
Yeah.
tattooed as a cat's ass.
No, I
kinda
think-
kinda
wanna
want
get
that
it.
now.
I think my favorite one was what was it?
I'll do it.
Homeboy decided to get a tattoo. Homeboy wanted to get a tattoo of something on his arm that his girl drew up, and I guess she was like, "Oh my god, beautiful."
Yeah.
And he refused to do it, and she said, "If you do, I'll give you a blowjob during it."
Oh.
And he did it.
Okay.
Now 10 years later, he's looking at this like what looks like a Deadly Hollows ripoff. Looks like Deadly Hollows fucked Nosferatu, fucked, and then they fucked Slender Man and made a baby.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked bad. Let's just say that it looked bad.
Holy shit.
But they covered it. But it just looked fucked up. It was just bad. But that's what I loved about that show was it didn't have drama except for its own little personal story.
I'm sorry.
You have the headphones on. Mine's slightly off. It's been rattling and it got rattled off. It did look like
Okay.
a ghost knocked your cap off, though.
Say, dude. I've been drinking beer and I put my it's Bud Light and I've been screwing the caps back onto my Bud Light and
Drinking and talking tattoos.
one of the
American
one of the
dream.
caps just,
Yeah.
like, flew off of the fucking thing and I was wondering what the fuck happened, but
Here's
it's
a-
just been
It looked like a
happening.
ghost
Here's
just
a
smacked
good-
your cap
Yeah,
off.
see that's what I was saying. I was like, oh shit, this shit's haunted. We're out.
Look,
I'm
I
out,
got
we're
a good
done.
one for you guys, okay?
All right.
So this is something even anybody that's listening to this podcast can look up. It's actually pretty interesting. Go on YouTube and look up the Brutal Black Project. That, my friend, is fucked.
Brutal Black.
So what it is
Is this
three...
a Brazzers video?
No, this is oh shit.
Sounds like it.
No, what I will tell one thing to get off subject on that real quick. What I thought was funny was we did my my other artist took a picture of 4 of our ink bottles that are all black, and they put like a tiny little white ink bottle right in the middle of it, and took a picture, put it on social media. That shit was great.
That's good.
Blacked.
But no,
That's
what it is,
good.
it's 3,
That's good. I
it's
like
3
that.
tattoo artists, and they use like the biggest mag size needles, which are considerably shaders
Yeah.
in this industry. And they'll give the tattoo for free. They did it for a year to different candidates, and they all sit there and tattoo that same person and try to cover as much of their body in black as possible.
Oh,
Whoa.
Like, and when they called it Brutal Black, I mean, that shit looked brutal. Like, I'm talking about one artist is on the head, 2 artists are on the stomach by the nipples, like covering the nipple.
Holy shit.
Could you imagine that? Just
No,
all that
dude.
pain?
No.
That
Like,
sounds like
honestly-
hell.
Yes.
I can imagine getting like tattooed over a period of time and getting like my whole body tattooed, but at the
But-
same time of multiple tattoo artists just like blacking out my whole body. Fuck
It-
that.
Just wait till they get to the
well,
taint.
Here's the thing.
Are
Here's the thing. My artist.
you tattooing my balls too, man? I can't do that.
So my dude that works with me at the shop, he's been to Germany. He's met those people. Like
Oh,
he's
shit.
actually friends with one of them, and himself is obsessed with the black look. Because I mean, he's got it covered on his arms, on his face. He's even done his own stomach, his own nipple. It's honestly a lifestyle.
I just want my nipple licked. I don't want it to be tattooed.
Nipple licks.
Shut up.
Sorry.
I'll lick your nip.
Oh. Here,
Don't
you-
tempt
you
me,
know what?
motherfucker.
I'll give you a good subject on that. Women that come in to male tattoo artists and try to pretty much throw themselves for sex
Oh,
for
dude.
tattoos. That, my friend, is something. Put it like this, okay?
Have you ever like
So you know me.
has a chick ever like offered you like a blowjob and been like, I would
No,
take
no,
a
no.
tattoo
Not
for
a
like,
blowjob, but like put it like this, okay? You know that I've had Kristen, my fiance, for the longest time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've had women come in there and
Wait, you guys are like fiance? Like you've like proposed to her?
it's just easier to say it that way.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
But-
I just didn't know. I'm sorry. That was a personal question.
Yeah, no ring on the finger yet.
No, that's all good.
Instead of buying her a ring, I buy her fucking onion rings. It works just as well.
Onion rings are dope.
Yeah, see, you're talking to 2 married dudes here, so.
Shout out to onion rings, though.
My wife told me, she was like, you can propose to me with a ring pop. I was like, bet.
Hey, I literally did that.
Did you really?
I got one of those like plastic rings from a quarter machine, and then put the real ring in like the little plastic bubble container thing.
Nice.
She thought it was a fake ring when I did that.
It
Anyway,
would have been fucked up. She would have threw it.
oh, I know, right?
No, babe, that was like $5,000. What are you doing?
You're the shit.
I thought it was pretty fucking clever.
I think I told you this before that you're the shit, but fuck, dude. You're good.
Thank you.
You're fucking good, dude.
But I want to hear the sex story.
All right, go ahead. No, I'm
So-
sorry.
Thank you.
I wouldn't consider it a sex story, but more or less, I've had female clients that are sitting there. I'm tattooing them, and they're just flirting with me. And I mean, hardcore flirting with me. And it's a kind of a confidence booster. It's nice, but at
Right.
the same time, it's like I need you to kind of backpedal it about 75%, because then I'll start bringing up subjects of like, yeah, me and my fiance, we've been doing this. We got our own place. I have my dog. I love
Trust
him.
me, dude. Anytime that like I
Mhm.
get the chance to be like,
You could just
yeah,
see-
me and my wife, or
Every conversation I
You
start
could
with a new
just-
person is my wife and I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same, dude. Same.
Like you gotta almost like throw out that territory right away.
Yeah, no, trust me, I totally feel it. I do the same shit, no matter what like conversation or who the fuck I'm talking to. Like, I do that shit all the time. I will
Yeah, me
constantly
and my
be like,
wife, we decided, hey, let's have a baby.
yeah.
You got
like,
these young ass girls that look at you and they go, ooh. it's
My
going
new
right
job-
around."
my new job, they were talking about dogs, and so I like brought up Susan, and I was like, yeah, me and my wife, like back in the day, we were blah 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 blah, but I just threw it out there, like just so, because there was a chick there, and I just made sure that she knew that I was married. If you couldn't see the ring on my finger, I make sure that you can fucking know
Mhm.
every single time.
Hashtag stay faithful.
Yeah. Hashtag stay motherfucking faithful.
Yeah.
Forever's listening to this shit.
Mm.
Either tell the person you don't want to be with them and just move on with your
Well,
life, or
because
fucking be faithful to
Even
whoever
in
you're
this
with, like, for real.
industry, people just think, we're just some godless fucking pigs that are just tattooing on everybody and fucking everything that we see.
It is kind of like an underground culture that a
It
lot of people
is.
look at it that way.
And
Yes, it
graffiti
is.
artists too.
Yeah.
But for real,
looking at you,
you
Wes.
got
Stop.
artists that are very fucking faithful. But I mean, like, I'm talking about very faithful to not only their women, but their job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like if you come in there and propose yourself for sex, for tattoos, then you're just trash. That
I'm
should
gonna
not
turn
be
you
getting
around
tattooed.
and show you the fucking door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost like trying to walk up to your landlord, like, hey, look, I ain't got $600 to pay my rent. Well, sorry, we're going to have to kick you out. And she just fucking just plops her leg on top, coochie showing all, and be like, how about now?
What's the wildest shit you've seen then? So like, what's something that's gone down?
The wildest?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the craziest tattoo story you got?
Tell you one that was really fucked up was me tattooing on a girl's ass.
Oh, dude, all of this is just leading into my question. I love it.
So, so she decided to get her husband's initials. And I mean, these fuckers were fucking like at least god awful big. I mean, she was a big girl, and I'm not making fun of her. I'm not trying to say, make fun of her for a big girl. But her cause for what she wanted to do it for, why? Like, it was her anniversary. She wanted to get her fucking husband's initials, one on each cheek. This girl did not shower. She didn't even have the audacity to wear panties.
Dude.
Fucking and here's the fucked up thing. Here's the kicker. So
Okay, but the panties though, I can understand. Like, if you're gonna get your ass tattooed,
And
I can
chewed.
understand not wearing
No.
panties, but at least fucking shower.
no.
Like, I want to get an ass
panties
tattoo at some
are
point, but I'm
necessary.
gonna shower before I go in.
panties are necessary because
Why?
I
You're
do
gonna
not
take them off anyways.
No, that's the thing though. You're not.
Hmm.
If you're wearing like a G-string panties or anything like that, or panties that kind of ride up over the cheeks, how are you gonna? Why would you need to take them
Well,
off?
but what if they don't have those? What if all they have is granny panties?
Well, then we're
Just
gonna have
wedge
to
'em
fold
in
them
there.
bitches.
Then we'll fold them. Okay, or like kind of shove them up the crack,
Basically,
Wedge him
Okay.
in there, yeah.
yeah. I don't
All
want
right.
to. Like I
So,
personally,
ladies, there's no reason that you should not wear underwear
it's almost
to
like
get your ass tattooed.
it's almost like for a female artist, she don't want to see a dude's dick. Imagine if she had to do a tattoo by his thigh where his dick would hang,
Yeah.
and he just takes off his pants and there's no
You
underwear.
have to keep batting it to the side.
More or less. No, she's just gonna get pissed and be like, "Dude, grab me some fucking duct tape. I'm taping this bitch down." But still, it's
I
almost
get
that
hard, man.
I don't go there. I don't go there to expect to see somebody naked. Like
Yeah.
if someone
Yeah.
comes in, I want my nipples pierced. It's one thing. I know what I'm doing. That's part of the process. But if you're getting a tattoo on your ass, I don't want to see your cooch or asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't want to smell fucking baked brownies down there and shit.
Okay,
Baked brownies.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right, I get you on that.
All right. I got a video
But
for you.
hang on though. Let me finish
Okay.
out the story.
Sorry.
Though.
Go ahead,
So, this girl decides to get her husband's initials on each cheek, and what was fucked up is normally I would have charged her probably $250 to do each, because I mean they were big. They were big fucking initials on a big girl.
Wait, like she wanted like
One initial on each cheek.
huge.
Huge.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so
Guess what I'm
I
getting my
look
wife
over
to
at my
do.
old fucking I look over at my old shop manager and all I see is him laughing. Come to find out he quoted her at $100 altogether.
Ah.
And at that time I didn't really think about, I'll just deny it. But I should have just went like, yeah, I'm not gonna touch this.
Damn.
At this point, I think it was like my own ego. I was like, man, he's just trying to challenge me and piss me off, but I know he's doing it all for his fun. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. And I'll throw it right back in his face. So I got the idea of using our paper towels and shit that we use, taking one, cover one cheek, and then the crack of the ass, because I only had enough curtain space.
Ugh.
I only had enough curtain space to
tuck it
be
in.
able to cover partial from where you walk in through the front door. But if you're walking towards the piercing room or the
She
bathroom,
hasn't taken a shower.
you're gonna see
either.
what's going on.
Remember
Ah.
this? She hasn't taken a shower either.
You're tucking one half
It
of her ass
smells
in.
like asshole the whole time that he's doing this.
Awesome.
Damn, that sucks, man. That sucks.
I'll tell you what, that was probably
I-
the best fucking lettering I've ever done in my life, though.
I want.
There was no room for error.
I want to get a tattoo for me and my wife. Like I want us to get like a tattoo that symbolizes each other, but I don't want to get like our names tattooed on each other. I want to
Hashtag curse
get
marks.
I want to get like something that when you look at it, you remember that moment, you know? And I mean like me and her don't really have a lot in common, which kind of sucks. Like we're into a lot of different things. So it's trying to find that thing that we have in common that we can get tattooed on ourselves that would represent our relationship is a little bit difficult. Music would probably be one of those things that we could like definitely do. Like she would get a microphone and then I would get like a guitar, because that was one of the things that me and her when we first started our relationship, like I started playing the
remember.
guitar and there was a song that I knew on the guitar and I started playing it and then she just started singing to it. And that was one of the things that made me like fall in love with her, was she has a beautiful voice and I could play guitar. So I can learn songs and then she sings. And even like today, I was playing the guitar and she was singing along to it. And like I love that shit. Like I was tearing up today playing the guitar. And why am I saying guitar so weirdly?
Guitar.
Anyways, I was playing the guitar.
You're good.
But it made me like tear up because it just makes me so happy to hear her voice. So maybe getting a tattoo for me and her would be something like that, where like if you put them together, it would make like a full tattoo. But I'm never ever 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 gonna get her name tattooed on me. And I
Hey.
never ever 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 ever
Play, like,
want
look.
her to get my name tattooed on her either.
Here's
Like
a
that is
story.
literally a curse.
Here's a story for you, okay? So when people come in, and I tell every client that walks in wants to get a name tattoo, their significant other, or their like initials or whatever, I always tell them the same thing. I guarantee you within 6 months, you will either get it covered up somewhere else or by me. I will make you that personal bet. I will
You
bet
will
you money.
regret.
Like, I will write down a
this
contract
tattoo.
and bet you money that if I do this tattoo, you will eventually get it covered up.
Yeah.
And guess what? I normally win. And if you know
Did
what?
you have to cover up the chick's ass?
No. Thank
I was
God.
trying to figure out how we got away from the ass thing, because I walked away for a second to take a piss, and I was like, "We're talking about your wife singing."
Look, I'm just saying though.
Because I was just talking about how I'd never give my wife, or I would never want her to get my initials tattooed on her, and that like
Unless it's on your ass.
I want no. But I want to get a tattoo on me that represents like me and my wife. Like I
Okay.
want to get a tattoo on me that represents what me and her feel towards each other, but I don't want it to be our names or our initials because it's a curse.
Yeah.
Obviously. So but what I was trying to figure out, like, what would that be? And music is one of those, because we don't have a lot in common. Like, I like CS:GO and cars, and
I like that CS:GO is your number one. Like,
I love CS:GO. I played CS:GO today.
Yeah,
okay?
I know. I saw.
Did you?
I mean, I'm
Because
on,
you were on Discord.
I'm always on
yeah.
Discord.
You can see that we're always in the Discord thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, anytime that we go and play a game, we always hop into the Discord server and do that shit.
Yo, hop on our Discord, guys.
Yeah, what is the Discord thing? Do you know it?
I mean, there's no sense in reading it. You just click the link in the description or find it on our Instagram or somewhere else or Facebook or something. Because, like, if I read it to you, you're not going to get the capitalizations. And Discord's
Fucking do
like
it.
super. No, I mean, you got to. Okay, fine. Fuck you.
No. I meant like I was telling other people to follow our Discord,
sorry,
like to
I'm
get into our Discord.
Aggressive. Anyway.
Fucking do me. Would you do me?
I'd do me.
I'd do me.
Anyway, I want to go back to the ass thing. Have you ever seen anybody request an asshole get tattooed?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You've heard of it before,
Not
No, but
yet.
surprisingly,
Yet is the
every
main
ass
word.
tattoo that walks into that shop, I do. Every fucking time.
You're the ass guy.
Clearly. Like, I don't know how. Either I have nothing going on or I'm up for rotation. It always fucking happens to me.
I want your name tattooed on my ass.
I'm down.
Yeah?
I'm down.
You'll do it?
Yeah.
I'm not meaning your name, like Dominic Williamson.
No, I mean
no.
the actual Steve-O, your name.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
got
I'll
it.
win so many fucking bar bets with that shit. Like, for real. I almost want to do it just to fuck with people, like, for real. And that'll be the only ass tattoo that I get, besides, like, a smiley face on my other ass.
See, when it comes to tattooing and body parts, I don't get grossed out by that shit. Like, it's
You would be fine tattooing my ass,
I-
even how close we are.
no problem.
I mean, I got a nice ass.
Look, my
so
my
it's
own
okay.
fucking father could walk in and be like, "Dude, I want an ass tattoo." I have no problem with that.
That's cool.
I'm really,
we tattoo
I'm
my dick then?
Look,
We're
talk
going
about-
right
look,
into it,
that's
dude.
what I was
Look,
gonna go
all right,
next.
so if we're gonna go right
Right.
into it, if we're gonna go right into it, here's how I look at dick tattoos. If I tattoo anybody's dick, I'm probably gonna upcharge.
Do you have to be hard to tattoo it?
Yes,
Yeah?
yeah. You cannot tattoo that shit soft. Like I
better
know.
take,
You have
like,
to
a
be
Viagra
the
or
whole
some shit
time.
before you
go
the
in
whole
there.
time you have to be
Look,
hard.
so I'm
Get
not
you some
gonna
Blue
I'm
Chew.
not gonna promote this other shop, but
So
this
would
was
you like suck my dick in between it? You know, to
What
like
the
make it
fuck?
hard.
A tattoo fluffer.
no? I mean, you got a wife, man. Fucking get her sucking it and shit. Next thing you know, you gotta take the alcohol, fucking spray
Oh
onto
my
it, and shit,
God.
get it, wipe the dick down. So at most, I'd be kind of jerking you off with a paper towel.
I mean, I'll take it, man. If you want to jerk me off, I'll do that too. Whatever.
But
Do you want to join our company, Head Inc?
no, so I'm gonna tell you something. So I'm not gonna promote this other business. This other shop used to have a fucking thing. It was like, God, it was like 8 or 9 years ago, where they were doing a thing where if you could come into their shop, get the entire tip of your dick tattooed in one sitting, you got free tattoos for life from them.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I might do that just so I can get like all of my tattoos.
We're not trying to
done.
promote
I'ma
them,
tell you
but that's a
that-
good deal.
That is
But-
a great
but
deal, man.
here's the thing,
Are
though.
they still doing it?
No.
Ah.
As I said, it was like 8 or 9 years ago.
Fuck.
Plus, that shop is fucking junk anyway. Let's
Oh,
be
I
real.
heard.
If they're tattooing dick tips as a promotion,
I
then-
mean, yeah.
just the tip.
Just the tip. Literally just the tip.
I love this.
Look, I had a
Did I
friend.
get my tip of
I had
my
a
dick
fucking
tattooed
friend
if
that
I
was
got
willing
free
to really
tattoos
do
for
that
life?
shit too. Like
Yeah.
he was like him and my brother kept going back and forth about it, talking about it. He was like so fucking convinced about doing it. And then I think they went there, talked about it, and they stopped doing it. And he was like, "Damn,
Aw.
Is it who I think it is?
Duh.
Do I know the person?
no."
No. Okay. I was gonna say there was
I,
one person. that
I
think
personally
that
don't think you've ever met him, honestly.
Okay.
So it's not. I think I know who you're thinking of, but it's not him.
I want the Geico Gecko tattooed on my taint strap.
I need you to bleep this out real quick. No, I don't think I know who that is.
Exactly.
Nah, okay, yeah.
No,
I've
he-
heard
he-
of him before, but I don't think I've never met him.
Yeah,
before.
thank God you never met.
Yeah, from what I've heard about him, that was a good thing too.
Fucking hothead.
Yeah,
He was just hothead, bullheaded, and just always pissed me off. And I have a few friends like that. Hashtag Sam.
All right, Sam.
But look, no, Sam was my guinea pig, and I put some junk shit on him. Like he personally, to me, as me being an artist, he will always get free tattoos for life because of
See,
that.
my whole thing with Wes, like being the guinea pig for Wes, is like even if he did a shitty tattoo, I probably wouldn't care just because
Just if you do it, just keep it on
I-
one part of the body. Just
I-
leave out the entire leg with
I
shitty tattoos.
I know that
Forehead.
it doesn't matter to me because regardless, it would mean something to me. Like talking about like meaningful tattoos and shit like that. Like Wes is literally my #1 best friend.
Oh, dude, you
like,
got to put a penis there then.
This
Whatever you do,
like-
I will design it personally.
this dude has literally stuck with me through like my shittiest times like in my life, like for real. When I was being like a complete and utter fucking shithead and what I would consider to be called like a fuckboy and all this other shit, like he was still my best friend through that shit and like helped me through that. So I would for sure I would probably do a lot of leg tattoos with you though. Like it would be a lot of leg tattoos for sure. And then once you got a little bit better, I'd let you like travel up into like my chest and arms and stuff like that.
I'll travel wherever you want me
But
to go.
I would totally do it just because even if it was a shitty tattoo, I can be like, this is my best friend and he was learning to tattoo. And then now look at what he can do like later on, like sort of shit. And I know that you were telling me before, like, don't do that. Like, don't be, the guinea pig for him. Like, but I would still do it just because
just-
I
because even with the guinea pig situation, any place that you go for West, this is why I also say this, any place West would end up going to do an apprenticeship, say like our shop,
yeah.
how I was talking about our apprentice Naomi, hashtag Naomi McMorrow.
What up?
Throw her out there. Fucking beautiful painter.
The
But
shout-out
right now,
episode.
what she's doing is she's tattooing on pigskin, which that's
Yeah.
an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
It's damn near similar to human skin. So
Which I've heard about before.
until
yeah.
you master out pigskin, that's when we'll start asking you to bring in people. Even sometimes we'll ask you like, don't charge these people. Like we'll tell you, do not charge these people. You're not gonna get no walk-ins, but you're gonna do people that you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn how to actually tattoo on their skin. So basically, that's where the guinea pig situation.
I still think you should do it, man.
I mean,
really
I've thought
do.
about trying pigskin before just to get into it, like buying the whole setup and everything.
I
easy.
think
Go to
you-
any fucking butcher shop. Like there's a butcher shop out a little bit by west, get it?
West.
But that's where she picks hers up, and like you can get like fucking a pound of it, a nice solid pound of it for like I think $2.
Dope. That's
Because
a
even
pretty good
when
deal.
if you light the actual tattoo itself, you can actually strip the meat off the skin
I think
and
you should
frame
just go to his
Awesome.
shop and get an apprenticeship, man.
I mean,
Honestly,
I
I really think you should.
I don't have time for that right now. But
I know,
eventually.
but fucking make time for it, dude.
Well,
I really
because
think
when-
that you should.
like,
I
so-
love your art and I love the shit that you do. So I really think that you should, honestly.
Well,
So like an
thank you.
apprenticeship at
You're
our
welcome.
shop, for instance, okay, we do a 52-week course,
yeah.
so it's $100.
So a year
it-
course.
Yeah, it's a year course, but you're paying $100 a week. You're only required to be there for 18 hours a week.
Fuck yeah.
It's because we look at it as you still need to make that money. You still need to have a job to make that money. So, we're not asking for an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
So let me do the math real quick. What would
I
that
can have
be?
my wife babysit your kids while you do it too.
All right, I feel like I'm being pushed into a corner here.
I'm serious, man. I just love.
So
I don't know,
basically,
I'm
2 days.
biased.
You have to just be there 2 days out of the week if you really wanted to. You can even separate it by hours. Like, say if
for
you
8
worked-
hours. For 8 hours. There you go. Two days a week. 8
So
hours.
say if you worked
Yeah,
a
9
literal
hours.
9 to 5, right? We're still open till 9. If you wanted to come in from 5:30 till 9 o'clock every day, you can even do it that way. It's just the little shit like that. We try to work with you. No matter what we're doing, we're always trying to work with you.
Yeah.
Certain shops are like that. Some are not. Some of them just say fuck it and just do what they want and how they want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense too.
It's
Depends on the type of shop you're walking into.
Yeah, always do your research because even if it looks like a nice shop, just because somebody works into a shop does not always mean they're a great artist either.
Yeah.
Because you have different definitions of people who do tattoo. You have a tattooer, you have a tattoo artist, you have someone that just tattoos, never draws, never does nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for instance, for me personally, I love tattooing. I do love to draw. Do I draw the best shit? Not always. I need something to reference off of. I can't just be the type that takes something right off the dome piece and bam. I'm
Right.
getting there. But until then, oh well. But then you have people that don't draw at all. They just literally find any image, smack it together, tattoo it. which is not a bad thing neither. I mean, it still looks dope. It's still customly made that way. But if you want the best work, definitely go to somebody that's artistic or at least has an artistic mind.
Yeah.
If they're just in it just to make cash and bread, then that's not the best person.
Right. It's like factory produced at a certain point. If people are just in it for the money, like you're just getting kind of like a assembly line tattoo almost.
Basically.
Yeah.
Which those are actually pretty cool. That's some 1960s, 50s type shit right there.
Yeah.
From the whole, like, we got into that topic about being in Hawaii and shit. That's how they had to do it. Like, 3 artists would be in, they would assembly line it. So one artist would do lining, they would jump into the next chair, the other would do shading, the other one would do color. It was just constantly like that.
Yeah. It's a dope style. I like the Hawaiian style, traditional style, all that stuff.
The American traditional.
Yeah, yeah.
Big bold lines, big old saturated color. Yes. And this is my peanut butter and jam.
Yeah, it looks dope.
Grape jelly too, not that strawberry shit.
Now that you've joined us again, I want to finally show this video that
Okay, show
I've
it.
been holding back.
Yeah, no, show it.
So this lady,
You show
I'm
your
gonna give
penis
a
too?
little bit of context. You might have seen this because it was featured on your mom's house. It came from World Star originally. Girl goes
I
in
have, actually. I don't think so.
and she's I think she's drunk or on some drugs of some sort, and she's asking for her asshole to be tattooed.
Her actual asshole.
Her actual asshole, like spread the cheeks apart. I don't know what she's getting. Anyway, but so the dude agrees to do it, and her reaction to it is kind of the part that I just love this. So let me.
Getting her butthole tattooed.
I'll insert the video here. You
I
guys
love
can
the
react.
fucking doctor's mask.
Oh, fuck! You niggers!
Watch your mouth.
Oh,
Watch
sorry.
your mouth.
Oh, fucking assholes.
Fucking asshole.
Oh, fucking assholes.
Bite your jacket.
Ah, fuck reapers. Fuck.
She's obviously fucked up on something.
Dude, you asked for an asshole tattoo. Like, what the fuck did you
You're
expect?
saying fuck me with bent over getting an asshole tattoo.
I know, I love how my artist dude is just like loving this situation and laughing his ass off.
Dude, just like sitting back, like chilling.
She's freaking out the whole time.
Dude, fuck this chick.
Hold my head.
I know, I'm trying to see what kind of machine
Burning
he's
in
using.
his face.
It looks like it's in a house.
You can't move.
No,
He's got it on a
Definitely
table
a
or
shop.
something. Yeah.
this is one of those fucking
Yeah.
side shops
Squeeze hard when it hurts.
that are small, compact, basically like almost like a studio shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we caught it at the beginning, but she said the N word pretty hard, or it's coming up.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, baby.
And this
fuck
part.
yeah, baby. Oh, fuck yeah, baby. Oh, fuck me. Fuck me hard.
It's so awkward.
Fuck me hard. An asshole.
Lisa!
What?
You're not in a porno.
I don't care. I can say whatever I want. I'm getting my asshole fucking raped.
Hell
Bite your
no.
jacket.
Oh, fucking yeah.
Lisa, I'm gonna leave. You keep on.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did her hand go down there when she did
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The fuck
yeah,
is she
yeah,
rubbing her own
baby.
clit or some
Fuck
shit?
Yeah.
I
Fuck
guess
yeah.
so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do
It went
me.
from her
Do me hard.
cussing to
What?
like getting super into it.
Fuck up.
I need you to personally send me this video so I can share it with you and my friends.
Fuck yeah, I will.
You know,
It just
what's
keeps going
actually-
like this.
You know what's actually funny about this though?
This is why you
I
don't
finally
do
got the
drugs.
distinction of the machine that he's
Okay.
using. He's using
I
a
need some
rotary called
weed.
an FK Iron Zion.
Say
Those
no,
things are
don't.
fucking badass.
Oh, so he's using like legit shit right now
Oh yeah.
to tattoo this crazy chick's asshole.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck,
Oh, how long is this gonna take?
5 hours.
Why not? Thank you.
dude? Dude,
Yeah.
you're welcome to it, man. Just pick him up as you
I
want.
can't be
man.
quiet.
Shit.
So we can stop
Stay
this
on
at
the
any
thing.
point.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I think I'm gonna keep.
My asshole. My asshole.
My asshole.
My asshole.
Remember, you're on recording. recording.
She looks like a fucking squirrel.
Fuck, dude. What the fuck is going on?
I want to know what she's getting.
What we call this is the West Side getting their asshole tattooed while on methamphetamines.
Yeah, dude, it has to be. She's gotta be on something, dude.
She's out of her mind.
What the fuck?
Honestly, I hope this was just a prank video.
I don't think so.
I hope so.
Oh my god.
Look, if somebody came into the shop and say, hey, look, I'm just going to come out and say, I don't even really want to get a tattoo, but I want to make a prank video of you tattooing my asshole, I'd probably be down for it.
Yeah.
You give me a nice enough incentive, sure, why not? Let's do
Holy
it.
fuck, dude.
It's great publicity.
It's one of my favorite tattoo videos of all time.
No, I watched the one where it was like you see the tattoo actually getting like on the asshole.
Yeah.
Tattooed.
I was what are they doing, like a sun or something around their asshole? Like what are
the
you...
one I watched was a nautical star.
Okay.
That one, wow.
That's
That was
awesome.
That's badass.
No, that looked crazy. Not just that. I mean, if you think about it, the skin around the actual hole itself
Yeah.
is all kind of scrunched together. Then it starts to smoothen out. So the tattoo that
Oof.
would be fucking just difficult.
Oof.
I want to get like the Eye of Sauron or something. like
You're fucking you're really putting a hurting on that asshole.
yeah.
literally. But what's funny though is the machine he was using is called a fucking FK. It's an FK Irons brand. But those sons of bitches run about like, I think $650, something like that. I could be wrong. Maybe $700. Great machines though.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
So even like when we're talking about,
What?
I did that the wrong way.
oh, lit
You
your
called me a son of a bitch.
lit your cigar the wrong way.
No, me.
Oh. I thought you were
I did
calling
that
me.
the wrong way. I
How
said,
did
"Oh,
you-
son of a bitch."
Are you serious?
Because I just was flipping it in my hand while we were talking, and I put it the wrong way.
You have scissors?
No, I got a knife. It's all good.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
How do you fucking do that the wrong way?
I don't know.
You drunk ass motherfucker.
You're the fucking drunk one.
I
I
probably
come on, I believe in
am
you.
the drunk one.
You can get there.
I believe in you.
I've been drinking a little bit. I probably was drinking a little bit before I came over too. So
I can edit that out.
no,
Live-
please
live
don't.
was like-
Actually, please don't, because I'm not that drunk actually. And you know what's funny is I drank before I came over here too.
Yeah.
So I've had like 6 beers altogether, and I've had,
2 shots.
but those were not just regular shots either.
No, they're
I've
they're
had
double
like
shots.
I've had like 6 shots and like 6 beers, and still feel fine
Oh, yeah.
actually.
Well, I drank
Yeah.
before I came over here too. We had a 4-year-old birthday party, so obviously there was drinks.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I had a waffle.
Hey,
Oh.
my fucking friend had her fucking baby, dude,
Oh, nice.
and he's beautiful. He's absolutely beautiful, and I'm so excited because he's only like 3 months away from like our baby,
Yeah.
and I cannot wait to have like the play dates and shit like that. Like, I'm super excited.
You're such a dad now.
I am such a dad now, dude, and I'm so excited. Like, for real, I'm super excited.
You know what's about a bitch though? You both are dads. I can see it. You know, you look tired, shit like that. Personally, for me, I'm not even a dad. I just have a dad bod. Ain't that about a bitch? You could be in construction, have a fucking 8-pack. You can be doing something else,
Yeah, but
having
I'm
a
a-
6-pack. You tattoo, you gonna gain some weight.
I'm a dad, and I
Yeah,
don't have.
Because
a
all you
fucking
do is
dad
just
bod.
sit there, work, and fucking eat. That's it.
Do I have a dad bod?
No, that's the thing.
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't
Not
have
yet,
a fucking
though.
dad bod.
You never know.
Nah, because even my dad is skinny as fuck. I'll
I
never.
say-
Have,
No, I have a
like, What the
friend-
quote unquote dad bod is. I don't think that I'll ever.
No, I
it.
have a friend named Jordan Diller. Hashtag to him. Shout out to him.
That's extra work for me. You just keep fucking adding hashtags. And no, you're good. I'm just kidding.
he doesn't care.
But no, he has a little girl, about 3 years old, shit like that. When I first met him, we were both in high school. He's probably as skinny as Austin was.
Yeah.
Now this dude, he gained some weight, and I'm like, damn, Bubba. Fuck, I started making jokes saying he was like one dude from Stranger Things, the fucking police officer. Looking
Start
like him.
drinking, man. That's what it is.
No, he said that it's the fuck did he call it? He called it more or less something eating, because you see the child's eating all this shit all the time. They're always hungry. They're always
Sympathy eating.
yes, sympathy eating. He's like, dude, that shit is real.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gained some weight. I was like,
Yeah, but,
I
like,
see.
For me, like what Wes like gets on me all the time is that I need to eat more, And honestly, since I've quit smoking weed and have been working a lot, like with my job, because I work construction, and I work my ass off. Like even I worked yesterday, and all we did was we were picking up.
Basically like that.
We were picking up and putting down
Yes.
Perfect timing too.
inch thick pieces of plywood because they put this new flooring in the atrium. So like through the whole middle like office area, the whole middle of it, they put this new floor down, and they had to move a lift from the tower on tower number 4 to tower number 2. Now the building is a half a mile long. So from tower number 2 to tower number 4 is like half of that. But you have to pick up these pieces of 11 sheets of plywood and then put them down, move the lift a little bit, and then pick them up and put them down. Dude, by the end of it, man, I was so fucking exhausted and just tired. Like my boss was like, you can go home. I didn't even say bye to him. I didn't. He was like, you can go home. I just fucking up and left.
Yeah.
I just walked away. I was like, I'm out of here. Fuck this shit,
Look,
man. For real.
You know you
Because
have
it
a
took
bad.
literally 2 hours for me to do that.
You know you have a bad job when you fake that you shit yourself. Like literally, I've done that when I've worked in the warehouse and shit. I was having a very fucking bad day.
You just
I,
walk up to your boss. You're like, dude,
Here. So I was in the shipping line,
I
right?
just shit my pants.
I was in the shipping line. In my trailer, fucking stacking walls, shit like that, building my
Hey,
own
man, that
walls.
shit sucks. I've done that shit before, too, man.
It
That shit
sucks.
sucks.
Oh yeah,
for
and
real.
here's the thing though. Like I think what was running cases per hour for me that day was 3,200.
Oh, fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what that's like.
So I
for
dealt
real.
with it for 3 hours. Was fucking done with it. We were on a point system, shit like that. Well, no, a step program where if you leave, you get so many fucking occurrences before you hit a step.
Yeah.
But I literally walked up and I did not even care if that rumor spread it through the fucking shipping lane or anything. I was like, dude, I just shit myself. I need to go home. And he kept, trying to work with me like, we don't take lunch, but I'll give you an hour lunch break if you want, just so you can go home and change. And I was like, look, if I leave and go home, I'm not coming back because I don't have a ride back.
Yeah.
And he was just like, well, then you know what's going to happen. And I was trying to get out of that.
At that point, you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, at that point, I was just like, you know what?
Dude, I
Fuck
just
it.
shit myself and you can't work with me.
You're not gonna let me pretend shit myself? Then I
Hashtag
quit.
Walmart.
Hashtag fucking Walmart, man.
Dude, fuck Walmart. I worked there for a while too. It was the worst
Store
job
or
ever.
warehouse?
Store. I was the dairy guy, and my store was constantly overstocking the cooler. So it was I'd come in
I
and it
see
was
what you want.
pallet door to door pallets.
So, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna expose Walmart real quick on
Do it. I fucking hate
on
Walmart.
a way how to make more money while you're there. Because right now they're paying almost everybody $11 an hour.
Yeah.
Except for if you're a department manager, you make about maybe roughly around 13 to 15, depending.
Work in the warehouse first.
Not even just that. You could be in the store. So what I did was I went to the store for about a year and a half. I worked in electronics year and a half. Eventually mustered up the courage to go to the warehouse. Went to the warehouse for about almost a year and transferred back to the store. Well, what they don't tell you in their like bylaws and shit is if you get paid a certain amount, they cannot take that away from you.
Yeah, they can't
Ooh.
reduce your hourly wage.
No, what they can do though is when I applied back to the store, they took all my experience that I've had from being at the store and the warehouse and put it together because it's all in the same company. So I went from making 18 at the warehouse to making $17.55 at the store,
Fuck yeah.
just stocking shelves.
Yeah.
You know how hard it was to go about almost a year and a half at that store pretending I'm making $11 an hour. Like you see like some smug asshole that you used to go to school with or shit.
Yeah.
They're laughing at you because you're a Walmart employee.
But
you could
you're
tell
like, fuck you, dude.
Well, here's the thing though. You could tell they do hard work, but they're probably making 15 an hour. It's like,
And you're
fuck
making
you,
more
dude.
than
I'm
them.
making more than you by fucking $2.50 more.
I'm just
stocking
over here.
shelves. How
fucking-
much of a smack to the face is that to you?
Yeah.
Heard that.
I'm just fronting and facing, making more money.
Exactly. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like when people would look and see me from old school days and shit, I was like, yeah, I'm just working here. Tattooing as well, fucking working because I was doing that and also working at the shop.
Yeah.
So I reduced my days down. So I almost went like if I was working, I went part time at the store, still out of not even but 2 days of working at the store and then going to the shop and working, I was still clocking out every 2 weeks with like $600.
Nice.
That's
So,
what's up.
That's what most people make there working 2 weeks consistently, 5 days a week. And I'm only there for 2 days, so 4
Yeah.
days. and
That's
I'm still
what's
making
up.
their shits.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Not
You
trying
go-
to be fucking like, big dick in here, but I just think it's funny how you can manipulate the system.
Yeah, if
to
you
your
gotta work
will
at
then.
Walmart, then that's the fucking hack to do. Like,
Not just because the way they try to fire me, they try to fire me 3 times in that same day, and I disproved every single one of them. It got to a point though where we got to a conversation where, well, you may be fired. Like they still have the option.
Dude, eat my dick.
Here's the thing though, they wanted me to come in and still work like a week worth of work, knowing I was supposed to be on set schedule, and they fucked it all up towards the end. They wanted me to come in and still work, but tell me that by this upcoming Monday, we'll know if you're fired or not.
What the fuck?
Right?
No.
So I said, you know
No.
what? Fuck it. Here's my vest. Fuck you.
No.
Walked out of those doors and then start telling everybody I was walking out, hey, here's a way that you can manipulate the system.
And
Yeah.
that's what's up.
what are we in a relationship, Walmart? Like,
Right.
what's this will
Right.
they, won't they shit?
Right.
That's some bullshit.
Uh-huh.
All right, fellas. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
We gotta end this.
So if we're going to end this, let me end it off properly with the last things of tattooing wise. So we've already discussed if you go into a tattoo shop, yes and no's of how to handle trying about going to get a tattoo and apprenticeship, shit like that. If you go into a tattoo shop, always make sure you always got cash, preferably cash. Most shops do accept cards, but if so, there's always a lot of bullshit behind it. And I know that from personal experience, so always cash. Make sure you got your IDs on you. Make sure you have an idea of what you want for sure. And make sure that you're open to ideas, because sometimes your ideas are not valuable. Like, if you're trying to put a certain piece, like a shark, right, on the leg, but you want it this way, but your fucking skin's all chewed up down there because of some bad accident. That sucks that you had that accident, but sometimes your ideas are not going to be able to be worked.
just be able to work with the artist.
Exactly.
That's basically what you're
Be
saying.
open-minded.
Dude's
Yeah.
like, my leg got bit off by a shark and I want a tattoo on my leg. And you're like, you don't have a leg.
No, if we're going with that state, what I would do is I would take the nub where it's at, and around the nub, I'd probably make it look like the bones of a shark's mouth.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I
But-
like it.
Outside of that, the only thing I could say is shout out to the podcast. Shout out to 22 Caliber Tattoo Studios, Columbus, Ohio. Look us up. Even if you're not even in our states, look us up. Check out our work. We'd even like to accept people right out of the states.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
give
the
'em a
ad-
look.
Do you have the address?
The address, yep, 3501 Parsons Avenue.
There you go, you guys. 3501 Parsons Avenue, 22 Caliber Tattoo. Search up Dominic Williamson on Facebook. We'll leave the link in the description if you guys want to check him out. Who was the other artist that was supposed to be here
His
tonight?
name is also 22 Caliber.
22 Caliber.
14 years, you said?
Yeah.
14 years.
Fuck yeah.
Honestly, there's so many artists I can even go by and recommend. There's a lot of us. Check out me, Sean, Jarvis, fucking Josh, everybody. Look
Hell
us
yeah.
all up. Why not?
We'll get the
We're all great artists.
the links from you and put them down in the description for sure, so we can shout out those artists properly and make sure that you guys can find them out. And
Also, if I could say one last thing, I know
Go
I've
ahead.
said that a few times. One last thing.
go ahead, man.
So next year, this is actually going to be exciting for us. We're actually holding our own festival for tattooing.
No shit.
Yes, our shop is specifically having our own festival at the Fortress in No Bets.
Awesome. You got
Really?
dates on that yet? Or is that still like
It's
not
still
set
kind of in the
stone?
works, but we're definitely doing it by next year. What we're going to have is wrestling, car shows. We're even possibly going to have an ink master from one of the shows. I cannot say who yet,
Awesome.
but an ink master is going to come to one of, or at least an artist from Ink Master is going to come to our event and also do a guest spot. You're going to have tattooing and also bands there.
Dude,
sounds
that's
awesome.
that's fucking dope. We'll definitely get you and maybe another artist on again when it comes closer to that.
Try to promote that out.
just so we can promote it out even more, for sure.
Because
Definitely,
it's
for
honestly
sure.
just going to be a great time. Even if you're not trying to get tattoos, it's going to be
There's
fun. We're going to have
plenty of
alcohol.
other things that you can enjoy.
We're going to have, car
Yeah.
shows, wrestling, the whole shebang, concerts. It's going to
That's
be awesome.
what's up. That's what's up. Of course, you guys know where you can follow us. Blue Skies from the Basement on Facebook. Blue Skies Pod on Instagram. You can email us at blueskiespod@gmail.com.
Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You're good. That's
Blue
my
Sk-
fault for making it different things.
Blue Skies Podcast @gmail.com.
Twitter's Blue Skies Pod as well.
Yeah, Twitter's Blue Skies Pod. If you want to leave a voicemail of, like, maybe your tattoo stories of whether it was shitty or whether it was good, it's 614-600-2056. That's 614-600-2056. Leave your fucking tattoo stories, whatever the fuck you want to leave. Just
I'd
leave us a
love to hear 'em.
voicemail, whatever. Yeah, I mean, we'll play them on the podcast, man. We've already played one of them on there from our dude Carl. Shout out to you, Carl.
And if you have any type of bad experiences, you need to cover up, you need some work done, you know where to look us up. 22 caliber, Columbus, Ohio.
There you go. Also, we have a PayPal, a Cash App, and a Venmo. It's all Blue Skies Pod.
All Blue Skies Pod.
All Blue
and
Skies Pod.
There's direct links on our Podbean, which is the home base. So if you go to blueskiespodcast.podbean.com, that's where you can find all that stuff and links out to our social media as well.
Yeah. So follow us, you guys. Instagram, comment, let us know any, comments, whether we're doing good, whether we're doing bad. Whatever, the fuck you gotta say. It don't matter. We like to take the criticism, we want to know what we can do better.
Just don't hurt
And-
my feelings.
I mean, Wes is a snowflake, though, so you always hurt his feelings. Oh, shit. I did want to give a shout out, for real, to Logan. I know he's going through a tough time right now, and he's dealing with a lot of stuff, and he's a good friend of ours. So listen to the ABCs of AC/DC CDs, which is one of our other episodes, just to get that episode out there just a little bit more. But shout out to Logan and everything that you've been going through, buddy. From the podcast, man, we love you and we'll always support you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
else, Wes?
I'm good. That's about it. I mean, hit us up.
Dominic, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man. I really appreciate it, and I had a great episode, man. I love talking to you about the tattoos. I mean, me and Wes both have multiple tattoos, so it was great to sit down and get more information about starting anyone a tattoo and everything else. Like, seriously, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Outside of that, everybody else, please stay away from a kitchen artist.
Yeah. Go to 22 caliber, okay? If you want a real tattoo, go to 22 caliber, all right? So everybody have a good night, good morning, wherever you're listening to us, and later.
Peace.